vibes and I reminisce. But the dog them gonna deal with me. No, no. Not take no time for no shit. Some boy we are no brother, much less my relative. Yo, get tired. Them no want see we no go check. Now I will live the life like we no movie. She tell us she narrate me, say that I fool me. I see that she come get this thing at the pussy. Alright, so me
slow for some weird reason because it's still idling. Hi there.
Hello, hello. You alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready to setting this life.
You're punctual.
Yeah, I tried to be. I'm surprised actually.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, man. How are
How's
you?
your day been? I'm fine.
Good, good, yeah.
Your day
Yeah,
been
man.
alright?
Huh?
How's your day been?
It's been alright, you know, to be honest. I just chilled today. So that's about it really. Yeah, man.
Good. We can take it as a break sometimes. This quarantine might be good for us at some point, Get
Yeah.
get a break. People were balling for a holiday and a break. When they got it, they were complaining. So I would
Exactly that.
say make the most of anything and everything.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying to some people as well. Like when they're always moaning about, oh, they need a holiday or whatever, and it's like realistically, they've had like a whole year or so of more time with family and close ones than probably ever before. Do you get what I mean? So just embrace it, because when things go back to normal, you know, it's back to that system of booking time off and all of that kind of stuff. So
Yep, you won't be able to get it. Right now they're giving it to you. They're like, take it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
So do you want to start? Well, I wanted to say I'm really grateful that you had the time and that you wanted to do this because I know some people are still busy or they have their reservations. They're a bit shy to go on live. I know you're not shy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's, you're not shy because, we've had conversations, you've had conversations, but I
Yeah.
think the crossover was needed because I can't just be in this corner as if I don't know you. I've known you for years.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
And I'm always talking about you, so what's the point? I'm all that short man, yeah? I see short man. And then look, we're not having a conversation for everybody else to actually hear, the two of us at the same time. So I'm not going to talk as much in this live because I really want you to kind of express a bit more of yourself. I'm
Um,
not, yeah, so just introduce yourself.
all right. Well, for those of you who know me, you know me as DHK Shortman. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shortman. That's my dancer name. I got the name from a DJ called DJ Orthodox.
Oh, yeah, I
You know
know
him?
him. Yeah.
Yeah, this was years back when I was like in my teens, and I used to go to a place called Stephanie's, which was on Old Kent Road, and it was like the hotspot like at the time. And yeah, like randomly just said, yeah, man, big up Sharpman on the mic every time. And then I just stuck with it from then, to be honest, because I weren't really on thinking about the whole names, like Scorpion or, like extra names. Like, I just weren't really on
Yes.
that. I just went with the flow, to be honest. And then,
Right. And
yeah,
then you developed that and it just worked out.
yeah. So that's just the basic introduction, really, about myself and how I got my name. Yeah. Uh,
Right.
what else would you like to know? Like, where should I start from? Or
Let's start with, well, to be honest, yeah, I remember you from so many years ago that, when you think back and you're like, shit, I think we've been in every single corner there is.
yeah.
And a lot of people who have just come on the scene would
Mm,
not even know those corners. So
mm,
I think they need to kind of know
mm.
your beginning, like where you used to dance first and what group you were in. Because I remember you with, well, we used to call him Brown, innit? Like, there's so many people
Who
have,
Brown man?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
so many people know people by different names now
yeah. Mm,
because me and my little friends had different names for everybody as well sometimes because you know,
yeah.
um, yeah. So tell me. And some of the girls are not dancing anymore, so.
Where do I start? Okay, so yeah, from a teenager, always been dancing. Like I had my time of dancing, like street dance from young in primary school and stuff. And then
Mm-hmm.
just before around, should I say 13 or so, that's when I got into the whole dancehall scene.
Right.
But, you know, from birth, it's always just been the culture I've been raised with, you know, lovers rock, reggae, roots and culture, you know, them kind of music that we
Mm-hmm.
grew up with. And then, yeah, like I first kind of mainly started wanting to do the dancehall thing from watching dancehall DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom's dancehall DVDs, like Passa Passa, you know? So
Yeah.
it started from then, from seeing like the dancing and whatever. Like I knew the songs already, you know, like the dancing songs, Elephant Man and whatever else, and the old school songs. But I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know Bogle and the dance moves and stuff. So I saw that, and literally from then, it just naturally just grew from that observation. I just like the freedom of the movement, and just the way how one move could be like freestyled in many ways rather than, you know, not in routine form. So it was like raw. And then yeah, I just continued the DVD culture from then. At the time as well, I was really close friends with DJ Shelly Belly,
Yeah.
Adaptive One.
Yeah.
So I was always like rolling with him to play at christenings and whatever, and you know, rolling out Bustin' Tutu Move and that. Plus, he used to sell those dancehall DVDs from then, so I always had
Yeah.
the latest ones. Yeah, you know, every week when they were
Yeah.
waiting. Cause
Bang
them
on it.
times, you get me. We had to wait for the latest DVD to come out, so we know what was hot in Jamaica over here.
Yep.
The
Yep.
move, the music, everything. So if it weren't for the Passa Passa DVDs, Dotty Fridays, Flankers Fridays, all them kind of thing, Weddy Wednesday,
Yep.
then you know you wouldn't be up to date. So it was kind of like partying every day of the week, but on DVDs at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These times I'm not even like 18 yet to be even watching this stuff, but
Exactly.
you get me. I didn't really care, but yeah. So and then also that introduced me to international dancers outside of Jamaica, like in America, because there was Whole Leap in America at the time.
Yeah.
You know, Skerritt Boy and
Yes.
Black Blingers and
Yes.
all these mad
Those
dancers.
were the days.
Yeah, so it went from then, and then yeah, growing up into it, I literally just started going to a club called R&B Club in
Mhm.
Peckham.
I remember that. Yep.
Yes, and them
I've
times,
been
boom,
everywhere.
boom. Yeah, back in the day, boy, it was like a very rough place and small, but very lively, and so
Yeah,
many international guests would come there,
it
artists,
was good.
dancers, DJs. So we always had like Beanie Man there, Shelly Belly, Mataran,
Hmm.
Chinese Assassin, Black China, you know, all of them. DJ Kenny. At the time, Boom Boom was living in Peckham as well. He
Hmm.
was living, so he was like the top DJ in Peckham at that time. And
Hmm.
then he moved back to Jamaica, and then like continued doing whatever he was doing over there. So
Uh-huh.
we got Boom Boom each and every time.
He's come a long way.
Yeah, he really has. Yeah, like yeah, seeing Boom Boom's journey's been like it's mad. But yeah, like international connections just started because DJs used to like be in events for fun. Like they weren't really on this celebrity status vibe. They were literally mingling with the crowd. You know, it was more safe at them times. It was just fun. Do you get what I mean? Like, so that's how international link-ups came at first, especially with like Shelly Belly. Ding Dong was always in the UK a lot.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then it just went from partying at different venues all around London. And then after being in South, when I got to a set age, we moved, like, because I was dancing with a group called Everhype.
Yep, I remember.
Had Sneaky, Brown Man,
Yeah.
Star, Cherrylicious,
Hmm.
Styler. I said Brown Man already. Yeah, Sneaky. Yeah, so yeah, and then we decided to go out of South London and started to go north, south, east, west,
Different.
northwest.
And
We
yep.
started to go different parts of areas, but at that time it was mad because it was kind of a time when if you weren't from set areas, you couldn't really go set places.
Yeah, yeah.
But for some reason, we didn't have any form of trouble. You understand? We never had no trouble them time. This was like early 2000s, and like no one really bothered us. We were just entertainers. Like we would go to the
Yeah.
roughest parts of different
Anywhere.
clubs anywhere and just
I
link
remember
with
some
different
of the people
dancers.
were in problems as
Yeah.
well, and it was like a pass to say, come
Mm-hmm.
true.
Yeah,
Remember
man.
when Sykes was around as well? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes there were some bad boys in there, you know.
There was some sick. Them
And you
times,
guys were just busy.
them times there was like all the top man them, the serious man them, like the real, like, you know,
Yeah.
gunman them, they were like about, but I don't know, like we just risked it. We went anywhere, you understand, and just danced and vibes. That's all we
Yeah.
wanted to do, was just mingle with different dancers, but we had to like make a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we had to go to different parts of London to promote our team. Do you get me? Like that was just how it was. There was no phones like that and all them kind of stuff, Instagram and that. It was literally, you see it on DVDs. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people from video men like Red 559, you know them flipping
Even higher.
Naya, Rogues. There was Holy for video man them time. And yeah, so we done that, and then Stratford Rex was born. Well, it was been there, but like Freaky Friday started up.
Yeah.
That was like the international hotspot
Yeah.
for all dancers from every corner of London to link up and just mix and just promote yourself and do your thing. It was like a unity, but at the same time, it was like you know, people needed to promote themselves and show like which team was from where, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a bit rough, but to be honest, it was fun. It wasn't really violent rough, if you understand. And yeah, like during that time as well, there was cameos, which is where I mainly saw you.
Yep.
Because cameos, I loved cameos, man. Cameos were lit.
It was good. Cameos was the
So
place.
good, man. Yeah, Wednesday nights. These times I'm underage going in cameos and just trying to get in, and you know, like had to be on my back door with the security, and they just said, you know what?
It was the security you had to get through, because I know you guys were still younger than me, but I was like, I never noticed because obviously you were more mature regardless. And I think the way you carried yourself, it's you no one would ever feel that you're in the wrong place.
Definitely.
And there was always respect even from the elders for you. I've never seen it with my own two eyes anyway, any of the elders disrespecting you.
Yeah,
They
never.
always show you the most love. And I think that's also because, as people know, dance, it doesn't promote badness. So most dancers don't really get involved in rubbish anyway.
Exactly.
So being in central London on a Wednesday night, that's like crazy.
Exactly. And like what people don't realize is that event wasn't even meant to be for dancers. That event was Robber Ranks' event. Big up Robber Ranks every time. It was literally just a midweek event, but us dancers transformed it to a place where people can get entertainment on that level. Like it literally, because it was just like, obviously Robber Ranks is a well-known DJ, so he had international links with artists. You know, famous artists would be rolling in there, just holding a corner on a random Wednesday. We'll just be there seeing them. It was nice, you get me? And it's an experience. And then it moved into the yard vibe, and you know, Jamaican DJs and dancers started coming on a Wednesday. Cha-ching, holy for dancers, man. It was just wicked.
It was a lot. Let's just be honest. If we had to go through the list, it's practically almost everyone. And I think, it was just, it was the whole package, you know? Because even when it came to other music and other dances, we were still kind of in our element. It was something different. And I think location made it so.
Oh, yeah, for real. Yes, Chris Goldfinger. And like, to be fair, it was just, it was nice because, you know, as a dancer, a lot of dancers were quite uncomfortable coming out of their area, their comfort zone. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And we took the step over and was like, nah, like, we need to get about and see what's out there. And it was just nice, like a link up spot there on a Wednesday night. And then Friday was Freaky Friday. There was just whole heap of places them time, you know? As time went on, I was in Everhype, and then I decided to kind of, you know, do my own thing, because in the group, you know, individual people have personal situations going on, and sometimes life just changes what you can dedicate yourself to when it comes to dancing, especially.
That's right,
You know, you set priorities. Yeah, and then obviously over the years it evolves, so like the dance style changes, the music changes, and then people don't really feel the vibes anymore. But you know, I didn't allow that to make me feel to stop. I was just on, it was just a passion. I just loved the vibes, the culture, and the music, so we just continued on. Do you understand? Big up Precious Ice as well. each and every time.
Yes.
Yeah, but even on a Wednesday as well, I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday night, we used to go Scala to one. It was like a soca event, but
Yep,
we
I
used to
used to be there.
dance.
I
Yeah,
used to be
like
there.
yeah. There was the event we used to go to. So yeah, there was them things. I forgot about Rubber Fridays
Yes.
in where was that again? Tudor Rose.
Yeah, Tudor Rose was the place.
Yeah, Rubber Fridays at Tudor Rose. So big up Village Sound because it was his event at the time. Uh,
Yeah,
that's how I got to know more of the Northwest DJs and the DJs on that side of the world.
yeah,
You know?
like Village and them. But then
Yeah.
what's funny is we
Mm,
all thought we were from nearer areas unless we actually knew each other.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
was coming from Slough those times.
Yes,
No
Slough.
one,
Yeah,
no
yes.
one knew. And
Mm,
Village was coming from Luton. And no,
yeah.
like you wouldn't know because it was always
Yeah. DJ
in the
Zach, you big up
area.
DJ Zach as well, and Hype
Yeah.
Squad.
Oh
All of
yeah, yeah,
them, man.
yeah. All the
Yeah,
DJs, like everybody had their shot, everybody did their thing, and it's like
yeah. Hmm.
Northwest. I remember I used to come down here to One Stop and that,
Yeah,
and not only One Stop, there were so many other different things. Like I said in Hammersmith, look how we used to go in the container
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like the car
Oh,
park,
yeah. Silver
container car
Spoons.
park.
Remember Silver Spoons as well? Is it Silver
Yeah,
Spoons?
yeah,
Um,
Silver Spoon as well. I mean,
yeah.
there's every corner, every angle, and I think what people don't realize is,
Mm,
you see what we were saying about dancers make the dance.
yeah.
Promoters have had a hard time as well, like
Of
going
course they
from
have.
looking for different venues to actually just have something. And it's
Silver
like,
Fox. Sorry to cut you. Big up Silver Fox
oh,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
as much as
definitely.
like obviously I don't want to get into it too deep, but there was certain personal situations,
It's, yeah.
but
Hmm.
made the effort to create
Hmm.
events for dancers, whether it was successful or not.
Yeah,
Same as Village, he gave
yeah,
a platform for dancers to utilize, and it was
come through.
literally our event. It was literally up to
Mhm.
us. You get me? It was
Exactly.
just there was it was the ignorance of just certain crowds that didn't want to come and support dancers, but it was a place for us at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have linked up with many more other dancers from outside of London as well. Do you understand? So
exactly,
um,
exactly.
dancers would travel weekly for that event from far. Like,
From different areas, yeah,
yeah,
and carry each other. Like some people
yes,
be like, meet
yeah,
me here, and then I see. Even sometimes I remember when I was going home, and I
hmm,
see people walking, and they're walking to the train station. So like the dancers finished at 6.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they know the time of the next train, and they're walking to the. And you're in Luton,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
in, all these far areas,
hmm,
and people don't appreciate or understand that
exactly.
it's real dedication.
It's
So I
real.
know from there,
Hmm.
right? I remember you were even doing classes in your front room at one point, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Right.
yeah.
In
Hmm.
your apartment in South London. And
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I didn't really say much because to me it's like observe and be quiet because I see what you're doing and I
mm,
know you know what you're doing. You've
hmm,
already applied yourself in any way to cope and to step up. So I remember you when you were starting the whole Shortman brand,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and I
yes,
was like, I was just watching you and I said, I like the fact that even though you're strong with your group, you're strong in knowing yourself
yeah,
and you evolved for yourself.
mm,
And even seeing you go into the next group with Marley when you guys formed your
yeah,
different thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Starlight Inc. So there was more
Yeah.
before that because like
Okay, there was a crossover
yeah.
before.
So it
Tell
was
me.
just different stages. Like obviously when we was at Rex, it was at Everhype, and then moving on, it went into Starlight Inc.,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was just another group with me, Natty, big up
yeah,
Scatty Natty, and Shotty and T Bone. No,
yeah,
me, Natty, T Bone, and Cherry.
yeah. I remember Cherry.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And Superstar thing at the time. And
yeah.
then from then it moved on to Dancehall Alliance, which was me, Natty,
Yes, yes,
Ashton, Nats,
yes, yes.
um, and
Forget.
and
Yeah,
Marlon. So there was
yes.
a few of us.
I remember
And
that.
we just went through different phases of trying to
Phases. Yeah.
unite in a way, you know, like we just wanted to promote our individual talents. But you know,
Yeah.
sometimes everyone has different ideas and things, you know, might not go to plan. But literally, I just wanted to really, like, besides being in a group, I've always wanted to kind of take things a step up, you know? I've always wanted to just do a bit more.
Yeah.
Like I utilized my experiences when it came to like traveling abroad. So like I've got family in Germany, my uncle,
Yeah.
Talawa Sound. So we got Talawa Sound. And he, you know, would host events and whatever, and I'll be there. And then that's how my international connections happened. From there to Italy and whatever else.
Drop the phone. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. So from then, it was just one of those things that I realized that, you know, dancehall you can do more with it. Do you get me? There's big opportunity out there. And I was like, I want to reach for that. I want to experience that vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Big up Nexus as well, because he's a German promoter who used to hold a European link up. So it was lots of dancers from all over Europe. And they would link up in Germany and just dance, and that's it really. So there was lots of link ups and things like that going on. And I realized that, you know what? You need to invest in yourself. Like, you need to, if you have to book your flight to go to an event and show your face and show your talent or whatever, you need to do it. And I just done it. And like, fortunately, because I was doing that during that period of time over the years as well, it led to me not even having to do it anymore. And then connections happen where promoters will sort it for you. Do you get me? So obviously investing in yourself was beneficial in the long term, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that kind of dancer that sat there and waited on bookings to come or people to notice you. Like,
you went out for it.
Yeah, I just went for it. Do you get what I mean? And that's how it just evolved really to the point of how things are now. But I must say, I do miss those times, like the early 2000s, 2010 or so, because there was a reason for you to dance for something. There was always events coming up. There was always like a stage show at Rex, or Beanie Man's coming over, or Ding Dong's coming over, or Shelly Belly, or Crazy Hype, or MOB, you know, or Overmars. There was always top dancers coming over, Daimar, them people, for you to be at, to showcase yourself with them internationally and network yourself on video, so that when it's distributed around the world, people see your face. Do you get what I mean? And that's why I loved Rex, because those videos were more being introduced onto YouTube as well. So the event was promoting dancers' faces to, you know, to show that UK has got dancehall talent as well. You understand? Not just America and Jamaica, you know?
And I'll tell you something about that, which I agree with. I agree with what you're saying. And what I don't like is promoters nowadays want to kind of bully dancers into, you can't do this, you can't come on stage, you can't. And they're the ones that are actually hindering dancers in showcasing themselves. And they're hindering dancers from progressing forward with the people. So it's like, stop doing the friend for friend thing, and your DJs are your so-called buddies, and you want your DJs only on the stage, and then you don't want dancers on the stage, and you're badding up dancers. But yet, what is a stage show or a show with an artist with no dancers on the stage? Have you seen what that looks like? It's dead. Not only that, you're actually putting dancers down and embarrassing the dancers in the UK, because you don't see that in Jamaica. You will never see that in Jamaica. Ching Ching has his dancers. Everybody's got their dancers, but there's no way he's going to go on stage and be on the mic the whole time and build up his own vibe. And there's no dancers behind him doing moves. So it's like, I think this is why I was saying the other day, there has to be communication. Dancers have to speak. There's going to be a conversation that's going to have to be had. We shouldn't be sitting here having our own private conversations, and then, you know, the promoters continue to do what they're doing and we continue to have conversations. So it's like, it's got to be said that you guys are actually hindering the dancehall scene in England, because where else do dancers show themselves? It's at your events, you know. And not only that, look at the vibes. You remember even at Stylo's birthday?
I wasn't there. Was it last year?
Yeah. Did you see the videos?
I saw some clips, but I didn't really see much, you know, just...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just boil it down. It was quiet and it was beautiful. It was a nice garden party.
Yeah. It looked nice. Yeah.
It was beautiful and it was lovely. And we were all just talking, but we got
It
our
looked like a
headphones.
yard bike to me. Like you wouldn't think that was
Yeah,
even in the UK. Like, it was a nice layout.
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We all had our headphones on. We were all hearing the tunes, yeah? But why are we all just standing, looking at each other? And we're hot as well, and we're like, it's when we started to dance, the party started.
Mm-hmm.
When we said, fuck this standing around shit, let's go. And the dancers started to dance. All those people over there that don't normally dance, all the people with their heels sinking into the grass,
Mm.
oh, listen, those heels came off,
Mm.
threw them off, and it was lit. From
Yeah.
there on, it was up there like that. So if there were no dancers there,
Mm.
I'm not being funny, and it doesn't matter whose dance it is, it would have been dead because all that was going on for all those hours was we were just standing.
Mm.
We were
Yeah.
all playing elegant, and that was pointless because the music is pumping and
Yeah.
the DJs were killing us because it was bad. So it's like, you know. So yeah, promoters, yeah, I'm seeing it. Promoters bullying on stage. Yep, they do it all the time. Why? Why were you there in the first place?
I mean, it's a
They're
difficult.
lucky, isn't it, Ninja?
You know what? It's a difficult one because, like, some of us will bash the promoters and whatever, but we can't deny that there are some promoters that actually do provide a little setting for the dancers to do what they can. And I
Yep.
can understand it's a business for them as well as us. Do you get me? They need
Yeah.
to make sure that our entertainment is worth paying for.
Yep.
And it's all about money at the end of the day, whether we want to do it for love or not. Like,
Yeah.
we both need to get paid. Simple as that. Like, so I think a lot of dancers just go thinking, well, I deserve to be paid. And it's like, well, as much as you're trying to value yourself as an artist or, as entertainment, you also need to gain the experience and the respect in order to set demands. You can't just set a
Started to.
demand like, yeah, I'm a dancer now and I'm not
Yes,
dancing unless I'm
please.
paid. Like, I think some dancers don't invest in themselves as much as they could on a business level, They're
Mm-hmm.
they're too on following the trend and thinking that because they've learned a few moves that they're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you if you come to my event. It don't work like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, especially females, they have it easier. You females have it easier because realistically, if it weren't for you females for the dancehall vibes,
Mm-hmm.
no one would really pay attention to dancers because dancehall mainly focuses on the girling. We know this already. You understand? And you lot are mashing up your bodies, showing your whining techniques and all these kind of things for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There are ways where you can turn yourself into a business. Do you get me? Like,
Yep.
I just think you lot need to put your foot down more, and just really say, look, like, if I'm gonna do this, you need to be doing this and that for me. Like, jumping on people's lives and drawing an extra 100 people from 60 people viewing all night. Do you get what I mean? Like, for 5 seconds of dancing, and it's like, when you see things like that, you should think, all right, well, I've just drawn people to your page.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, now you've got followers because I brought you here.
Me,
I
yeah.
just think it's easier for women, but us guys, it's harder because no one wants to see man dancing all the time. Do you get me? Unless it's with a girl.
I agree. And also on that, yeah,
Mm.
you can't all be in the same place at the same time. You see, like you and your guys. So
Mm.
that's what is really, really punishing for guys, for sure. Like, I love seeing guys do their routine and thing and
Mm.
whatever, even their freestyles. That, to be honest, that gets me. Like, I get pumped up. I'm like, now the dance is on. See, like, I'll even get carried away filming all night because I'm enjoying. I always catch all the I catch everything in the dance because I'm enjoying more of the dancing than anything else, right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
I love that because the guys have put in their time, energy, skills, and everything. But you see, like I said, you don't live in one apartment, so
Mm.
going live and do your routine is weird. So
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
that's why I was saying the fact that you have your individuality. I
Mm.
don't know you as all right, I always refer to as short man.
Yeah,
Different click comes afterwards. So
yeah.
I know different click,
Fair
but
enough.
I know it after. Yeah. So
Mm,
if I was to say to somebody, oh, you know, the guys, the dancers, I'll list them, but then everybody else seems to come as just the package and that's it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So if no one else can travel and you're the only person that has to be taken, people actually know you. Just like you said, you invested in yourself.
Yeah, of
Truly,
course.
truly behave. Yeah. So sorry. So for me, it's like I
Yeah.
agree with you. I agree with
Mm,
you. And that's why I was saying the other day, that's like people selling something that's been selling for a good price all along, and they
mm,
sell it cheaper and it stays cheaper and then it never goes back up because they've decreased the value.
mm,
So
mhm,
that's why I was saying we have to draw up a a serious, not contract, but a serious conversation between all dancers
mm.
to, you know, like put their foot down because DJs do. They all have their price list. They're not negotiating. They're like, if you're not going to pay me the 250, forget it. And then the ones that are on the 500 range, they tell you because they actually had the conversation.
Yeah.
If they could have the conversation, what's wrong with the dancers? Because
Mm,
that's all it is.
yeah.
We need to communicate and actually put our feet down and say, it's this amount and it's
Mm,
this amount per hour or nothing. And if everybody said nothing and they don't have any dancers, it will be a month or two before no promoter wants to actually do the promotion job again because no one would be
but
having
that's not
done it.
the reason why that's gonna always be a problem is because a
I
set amount,
haven't tried
a
it,
set,
Ninja.
a
Still
set amount,
somebody selling.
a set amount of dancers could do it, yeah.
Yeah.
But DJs will always know there's gonna be younger upcoming dancers that are just gonna do it for free. They can easily puppy show them, easy. Do you understand? And it's like there's always options out there, and then you can't blame them for taking the opportunity because they're still understanding the business. So when a DJ's, let's say for instance, if a DJ's gonna approach me and be like, yeah, sure, man, I need you to da 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 da, which is a thing that I do not like as well. I just want to say this clearly. Promoters, you know how I stay already. I'm very calm, I'm humble. Like if you
Hmm.
approach me on a level where you wanna, do a business thing, please don't send me something or tell me something in a way of I need you to do this. Like there's ways of approaching and saying, I would really like to da 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 da. Do you get what I mean? Because the response you're gonna get is gonna be quite blunt. Um, and I just feel that there should be a way how promoters approach dancers as well.
Yeah.
Especially you women, like they expect you female dancers to do stuff. Like there's never a form of like professional approach. Do you get what I mean? Like I just think manners in this industry is always going to be a problem when it comes to
Yeah.
booking dancers.
Yeah.
It's just it can just be an instant put off, and I just feel like we already went through that phase and done that. We were the ones that went through the worst times of gaining bookings. We had to promote ourselves for free for years. We had to pay our entries for years. We had to we had to do those things because that was part of the process. This newer generation of dancers realistically should have had it easier if they are looking up to certain people who have already been in the industry that are leading the way. Do you get what I mean? And
Yeah.
dancers are not investing themselves on that level. They're just jumping into it. They're not researching and saying, all right, boom, there's this dancer that's been doing this and that dancer that's been doing that. Maybe I can approach them for some advice, or maybe, no one speaks to anyone. They expect us to reach out to them. And it's like, we can't reach out to you if we don't even know what your goal is as a dancer. Do you want to be a club dancer? Do you
Yeah.
want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a video vixen? Like, do you get what I mean? There's different angles of dancing that sometimes you don't know what kind of dancer these dancers want to be. Do you want to be an Instagram dancer only? Or do you get what I mean? Are you
Yeah. What's
striving
your
to be
level of dancing?
yeah, like are you striving for the tick so that you can, decide to include a business so that you can just get money? Like, what is your goal? No one really meds the kind of dancer they want to be.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I'm saying. They don't have the formality. They're not
yeah,
formal. And that is partly why I was saying when you branded yourself as a brand, yeah, you formally spoke out without speaking that this is me. I am serious about this. So the ones that are looking on and they don't want to follow suit, they don't have to have a brand, but you still need to brand yourself.
yeah,
If you're not walking around with a tag of worth, then people just look at you as trash because you're just another person standing amongst people. You're not
Yep.
anything spectacular or different. And why I was saying what I was saying about communication and talking to one another about taking a little bit of a stand,
Yeah.
because there are some people who do underground things which
Mm-hmm.
have made them get the jobs that they're getting and getting, I would say, like pushing down the people who actually should be in those positions, you know, getting the jobs
Yep.
that they're getting. So
Mm-hmm.
some newcomers, for example, sold themselves, right?
Yep.
And they've sold themselves just because they want to be in a video. And you've basically put your standards and said, no, I'm not doing it for this amount. Now,
Yep.
all they're thinking of in their giddy head is maybe this artist is going to, I got a chance because they've already
Mm-hmm.
been in the DMs for this artist. You know, they're desperate to be seen
Seen
and
and yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're talking about when we're saying what has lowered the standards.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it's that. It's just basically that. It's lowered it for everyone else. So there has to be a conversation that, you know, there's some people that need to be highlighted. And I'm not saying outing each other. I'm just saying, like, a serious truth is you're not going to be in 20 music videos with 20 different artists in England. The
Yeah.
videos will end up looking like crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there has to be a rotation belt here where some come on, some come off. And that's the
Yeah.
only way. And that's not because you're trying to find favor. That's because that's the only way it's going to look good and it's the only way it's going to work. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody can benefit because there's so many artists, you know, people just don't really know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
there has to be a format, you know.
Mm.
But
I mean,
uh,
I've had this conversation already with ignition dancers as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
I don't know, like they gave a suggestion about a board of like directors or like kind of, you
yeah,
know, I don't know, but I just don't know how that kind of scheme could work because it will draw questions as to, you know, what gives certain people the right to make certain things be that way or give approval or that kind of thing because it's a dance culture for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Not for
yeah.
individual people. So it's very, I don't know, it's a tough situation right
Do
there.
you want me to let me elaborate on that? Sorry, guys, 90% of the contracts. Yes, I'm gonna say this now
Mm-hmm.
in relation to you saying that it can work, right? Because you are eliminating the fuss, and if there are if there are three different stages to something, you've knocked out one, right? And the one is the mess, the trouble, the drama, and the stress, really in one.
Yeah.
So preventing the whirlwind and having a board, you just don't need too many people in the board. Too many cooks will spoil it. So you need one good cook, yeah, who has the right mindset and incentive.
Yeah.
Because what made a promoter? They didn't go to school, they didn't get no qualification. It was the interest and the love. So you need somebody who knows the interest, knows the love, knows the game,
Yeah.
respects the game, understands why they're doing it, and not just doing it just for the sake of saying, I'm the one that handles all the bookings. No, I handle the bookings because I respect everyone that's going to come forward. There's no bias, there's no, oh, these are my girls, those are my guys, so I'll get them the most jobs. It's just whoever needs a job, I know who's good at that type of technique and movement. It would be this person.
Yeah.
So, for example, you may not even suggest, it might be the person who needs somebody and they say, I need Shortman for this video. They're coming to the board because there's no need to come to Shortman and you don't need the stress, the hassle, or anything. There's no
Mm-hmm.
need to speak to you until that board says to you, Shortman, there are these people, they've offered the right amount of money because there's no negotiation. We've negotiated. We know your minimum is 150 per hour.
Mm.
That's it. There's nothing that can be difficult about that because that's the way agencies work.
Yeah.
Dancehall needs an agency. That's
Yeah.
why dancehall is
About that.
scattered.
Yeah. I was
That's why
thinking,
it's a mess.
I don't know, like agency, yeah, that's a good option. And I also just feel that if that can't work, then maybe there should be some kind of like, even if it's like a mentoring scheme to get me like to kind of just give quotes and not even quotes, like just give advice and, you know, direct them to a set way. So for instance, there's a young dancer that's up and coming, let's say it's a female, and she feels that because she's acrobatic, that she's now a dancehall dancer. Do you get me? Then, you know, there could be like a female mentor that's had experience in the dancehall world or whatever, who can say, all right, well, there's more things that you need to do in order to make yourself versatile. Do you get me? And interesting, rather than just doing acrobatics, you know? And then maybe you could be like, also, you know, we've got contracts here, so, you know, if you have a booking, then we can set things this way to show them you're more serious. Da, 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 da. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just think there's simpler ways rather
Really
than
don't know. Yeah.
making, I think there's simpler ways rather than making people feel that they have to go to a set people in order to get permission to be what they want to be. Like, if
Yeah.
I was a young dancer and I saw there's a board of directors for dancehall dancers, I don't think I would feel comfortable going to them personally. I would just feel like, why do I need to go to them when realistically I've got social media to look on and choose who I want to be inspired by? And you get what I mean? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to go into the psyche of like a younger person in this generation as well.
Yeah.
There's a
But
lot more ignorance from the younger
yeah,
generation.
I don't believe like a board of directors should be saying too much. It's just a transaction. It's just a transaction. Because I mean, even in other countries, because I'm be honest with you, we've got that in my country for dancehall.
Yeah.
You know, it works, and I've never heard this argument in my country. Everybody knows if an artist comes, or if you are the artist or the dancers that are going to dance on stage, you know you're getting your piece. You don't need to have a conversation. You actually know where it's coming from. Because guess what? You get your envelope, and that's that. Yeah,
But this
the
the thing,
money's set. The money's set. Deals with that, and that's it. You just get your routine together. You, you know.
think it's not like, sometimes I think it's not about it. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't give it an attempt, but
Yeah,
I just think because it's the UK, the mindset here is different. The
it's
level of
different.
living,
Yeah.
everything's different. So, you know, I think it's just the attitudes are just different to places like, you know, where you're based and whatever else. Like, it's just, I feel like because there's more no disrespect, but I think when we're in like a first world country like the UK, yeah, we've got things that other places do not have. We have like, we don't have to rely on being a dancer or whatever.
Yeah,
That's a choice. You get me?
that's
We
right.
can financially get a job.
Yeah.
People can live and get universal and job seekers, and you know, there's help. Other countries, it's either if you're going to be a dancer, that is your source of income. You need to fight to get your money for that night's dinner. Do you understand? Like, so the mentality is going to be more serious when it comes to ways of going about it professionally and seriously. Here,
Well,
it
I
could
think
be
I
like,
think the new generation needs it. Sorry,
eh?
because sorry, because that's where it's going wrong. Sorry, I don't mean to sound biased, but
Mm-hmm.
the new generation do need it because they need steering. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're the ones that are kind of veering to the wrong side. You see what I'm saying?
of
So
course.
please don't be offended to all the new generation, younger generation, whatever. Everybody is somebody. Everybody's important, but you do need guidance because you've come at a bad time, basically.
They
Yeah,
definitely
it's
came.
rough.
Yeah, they came into the dancehall scene a very bad time. Like, it
Mhm.
went downhill from probably 2010. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah,
Things
yeah, yeah.
started going mad, and then obviously it was not even just the music, it's the industry. You
Yeah.
know, these
Yeah.
platforms that we got now obviously opened up just different ways of how people can do stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I mean, at the end of the day, we can't blame this Gen Z and millennials. You get what I mean? Because that's what they're
Yeah.
called. So, and
Yeah. It's just,
you know, like, you know, I'm not going to slander them because, you know, my son and daughter are going to be born into a different generation of children as well. So
that's right.
that's really down to my guidance to, and, you know, whoever else to kind of try to keep their mind out of social world. You understand? And this is the thing. I feel like this is a new generation of social conditioning. Yeah. They are in a social conditioning to basically be like sheep.
Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like they're in a different type of social conditioning, and
Yeah.
their social conditioning is basically like sheep. They need to follow things, you know, in order to kind of get there. Like influencer is now a job, you know. All these kind of things are what these younger generation want to strive for. Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? Rather than, you know, I'm not saying it's not entrepreneurial, but it's like the work
It's not
ethic
long
behind
term either.
it
Mm-hmm.
10 times harder, and you know it's hard, and you know I just feel
Ninja, you're straight. Proper. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just saying
no, I'm
yes.
reading as well, like I see it, but you know I just think it's harder to kind of judge their route really, because this is what they know, this is what they've got. Do you get what I mean? It's like us being young and listening to the older generation. Sometimes we're going to have a Rose Eyes vibe. Do you get me? We're not always going to want to hear what they have to say of their time. So we can't blame them for not maybe seeing us as the kind of approach that they want to do, or, you know? So it's like it's a hard dilemma. This situation is just, you
It
don't
can
want to
be,
be contradictory, but at the same
yeah.
time, you want to put your opinion, you know? So I don't know.
It can be tricky, but I'll tell you something, just as an example, yeah? Because I kind of cross over sometimes, you know, like Afro beats and then the hip hop scene and this
Yeah,
and that, and drill scene, stuff like that. So even when I've taken my son, the younger one or the older one, but let's just say the younger one, to a video shoot, right?
yeah,
He's like me, he speaks his mind, but he won't disrespect the people. So he might just say, Mum, really? Yeah. So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
times where he said, "It's so unprofessional. Like,
Mm,
you can't throw these things together and it looks thrown together. They're not serious."
mm,
And I'm like, he's so me. He can see. And then there's times where he's like, I see why you don't really invest in dancing
mm-hmm.
in this scene as much.
Yeah.
Like, he sees me go off into other jobs. I'm like, I pack my bag. I'm going now, bye. And he knows I'm going to get paid elsewhere. And he's like, yeah, I see. It's a mess. It's a mess, mum. It's a real mess. This, and he's 14. So what can we not tell this generation of grown-ups that can leave their house for themselves by themselves in the middle of the night and go to a dance? We can speak to them because they need speaking to be honest. And if
Mm,
they don't listen or respect the elders or the ones that have been around long enough to see,
yeah.
then we can detach ourselves. Simple, because we do still get by together anyway. You know,
Um,
but it's worth a try.
in regards to Ninja's question,
Mm-hmm.
how are you thinking? Um, I'm not disputing it. Like, I'm not saying I'm not for it. I just feel like I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. Like, in, are we talking about in regards to the board, by the way? Because I need to know if that's what he's referring to, or if I don't. What other? Because that's the main idea he was talking about, wasn't it? That led towards this conversation, right?
Yeah, the board and just general guidance, like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
try and
So,
steer away from them going downhill and
mhm.
try and lead them up a bit. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
personally, I am all for basically being a mentor for any dancer, upcoming dancer that wants to do dancehall. I'm down. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not on this, you got to pay me to talk, whatever. No. Dancers have messaged me continuously for years, like, just to
Hmm.
ask about simple things. And literally, I'm down to talk. I have no problem
Yeah.
in, you know, just explaining my experience or how I've reacted to set things or how I've gained networks or whatever. I don't mind. Do you get what I mean? I have nothing to hide because it's a niche for whoever wants to do it. Do you get what I mean? My only form of guidance, which I'm stick by, is I always make sure that they start from the bottom. Simple as that. Like, and I find that there are a lot of dancers who don't want to grow. They don't want to build. They just want to jump right in.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, you can't have that mentality. Like, they need to have a kind of patience to know that it could take a year or two for them to be known. Do you get what I mean? Like, and if you really want to gain the respect, you've got to sacrifice things. You've got to do things. You've got to invest. You've got to do stuff.
Yep.
Do you get me? You can't just expect people to hail you and repost you and do this and do that. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things to do step by step. And I just stick by that. Do you get what I mean? However you want to progress from there, that's up to you. Like, I've had students that have danced with me for a few years and then they've taken the next step and moved on and done their own creations, but they know that what I've taught them has benefited them in the long run. Do you get what I mean now? Because they're able to manifest what, you know, the kind of guidance I've given. Do you get me? So
yeah, exactly.
I'm down for it. Like,
You're not closed off to the idea.
I just don't want to see high potential upcoming dancers bring themselves down publicly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them will humiliate themselves without even realizing you're basically making yourself look silly publicly. Do you get what I mean? And they need that right guidance. So if you don't hear, you must feel. Simple as that.
Yeah. Okay. And that's where it will go wrong, because like I said, the industry will exhaust you. They'll use you as much as they can. And then when they're finished, you're just disposable. You're in the bin. There's nothing left.
In regards to O'Shane's question, the younger generation, to be fair, I'm going to be honest with you. I only learn about certain dancers through these lives, like Barney's on Audio or whatever. And then there's like these younger dancehall queens, you know, or there's these, or if I've been to a few little parties and have seen just dancers dancing. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't really know who the younger generation is.
So that's why when Ninja said that,
yeah,
I kind of laughed, because I did try to think and my head kind of went off. Like, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
like,
didn't,
no disrespect to any.
It's not a bad thing.
Dancer,
yeah,
but
it's not on purpose.
To be honest, like, it's not even just coming from me. Like, there are so many dancers in the industry that have been in it the same way, like me.
Yeah.
And if you ask them, they wouldn't have a clue either, to be fair. Do you get what I mean? And
right. Yep.
Like, obviously the only dancers I'm aware of that I can honestly say that are like the more younger upcoming generation of dancers, 876. They're the only dancers that I can say, yeah, they're dancehall dancers. Do you get what I mean? I don't know anyone else really.
Okay, let's cut this, please. Sorry, because I can't hold it. Like, let's cut this part.
No, but for real, people, like, on a serious note, though,
we can get there in a second. Hold on.
Let's restrict the banter, because this is a serious topic.
Exactly. Let's just cut this part for a second,
like,
please.
Obviously,
because I can't hold it.
A lot of us are aware of the scene, innit, and certain things, but if we are going to be the people they're going to look up to, we've got to change our attitudes as well.
Yes, we've got to be more serious.
Well, in regards to 876, I'm not saying that they're young like that, but, you know, because majority of the team are born-bred Jamaicans, so it's been in them from, you know, they've been doing it anyway.
Like us, born-bred dancing.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. They know what they're doing. Do you understand? But for me, they're the only recognizable that I can say the next generation of dancers that are gonna continue pioneering for the UK scene.
They're good.
So I don't know who.
They're very good. They're very good. I love their passion as well.
I'm fully aware about, you know, who and who. Do you get what I mean? Like, so I don't really need to go into that. Like, you know, we know the levels, but at the end of the day, like, it's a shame as well, because even from the 2000s and stuff, there were so many other pioneers within the dancehall scene that dropped out, and it's a shame that, you know, they're not really. Sorry?
They were good. They were really good.
There was so much more. Like, there were so many others that, you know, maybe it was personal situations, or maybe they lost the love for it because of the scene itself.
Yeah.
Dropped out. And, you know, I wish they were still, not even if they weren't dancing now, but were active to
There.
show that they done things. You know, like
Mm,
how Dancer Queen Carlene has got her page. She still can post, you know, things to show what she done. And it would be nice if other dancers had footage of things like that to kind
mm.
of promote what they used to do
Bring
and,
it back. Yeah.
you know, show how big the scene was. Because, you know, as someone who's continued to do it, like myself, it's hard for just myself to kind of only show what I've done. There's so many other people that's done things and need to put more footage out as well to show what
Yeah.
it was like, because they were around the time I was around as well. Do you get what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes it's frustrating when I have to kind of deal with, I wouldn't say the pressure, you know, because I embrace who knows who's aware of what I do, because I put in my work to make myself known that way. Simple as that. And I
Yeah.
will never take that away from what I did. And I did it for a purpose. I knew that in the long term, this
Mhm.
is what I was going to deal with. So I knew my direction. Do you get what I mean? But
Exactly.
so when it comes to clashing with other dancers probably having an opinion in regards to me, it's hard, because sometimes I think, you know, well, if you had maybe done what you had to do, maybe you would have to go through the same thing. Do you get what I mean? Like, so it's hard sometimes to kind of
Exactly. Hmm.
say what
Yeah.
you got to say in regards to other dancers. I think the generation
Yeah.
last young DJs say like that.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah. What
All
can I
right.
bring to the younger generation? Like, I might push people out of dance so people can't handle that. Yeah, again, like, it's not even just about lack of money. It's just, I think there was so much raw talent here before that promoters just weren't taking them serious as well. They weren't paying them. They were puppy showing everybody. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That's the problem right there.
I think that's what triggered me to kind of, I think that's what triggered me to kind of come out of relying on being an underground dancehall dancer. Do you get what I mean? I
Exactly.
was like, nah. Like, I saw this from early. I was like, I
Mhm.
can foresee myself losing the love for it because I'm relying on the dancehall scene underground to, you know, pay me or to
Yeah.
create recognition for me. I was like, nah, I will do that, but I will also step out and I will start teaching. I will start traveling. I will start networking on that level. Do you get what I mean? I did it from early. I refused to be that crab in a barrel mentality. I wasn't on it. Do you get
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of dancers were too comfortable in their safe place. Do you understand?
Hmm.
They were too comfortable in their area. They were too comfortable in the scene alone. No one wanted to step out.
I think I used to, because, all right, I danced professionally and used to get paid. But like I was saying a few days ago, I loved coming out. And it was 2 hours drive for me sometimes, 3 hours sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would fall asleep driving, going back because, you know, it was just non-stop for me, from
Yeah.
dropping off, from babysitting, from having my children, from doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
The main punch and the oomph came from just knowing that I was going to socialize. That's my socializing time as well as dancing. So, you know, the social thing is like when you see each other and you're like, you're right, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you start dancing and enjoying yourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't actually have the right mindset,
Yeah.
whether it's for love or for money.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a combination of the two, or
Yeah.
else you will fail regardless. So you see, all right, I don't want to continue with naming the younger or the new upcoming or whatever, but
Yeah.
people like Duracell, they teach, like he teaches at a university, right? Something
Mm.
like that, right?
Oh yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Miss Rose, she teaches. So they've got the right mindset,
Yeah, of course.
because they're really in this, doing this regardless, whether they cross over to dancehall or ballet.
Yeah, yeah.
They
It
are,
doesn't matter what
you can see
you
it,
do. Yeah,
but
of
you
course.
can see it in their work, you know? When they're dancing, you can see that they are going, they're going somewhere, they're serious.
Of
So it's
course.
like, when, if I just give you an example, um, for example, VIP, right? We sit and have real conversations in depth. We'll go right down to the deep sea, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying to him, did you ever see this all the way to the end? And it was Who Owns the Dance Floor? And I was showing him the video, and as good as they are, they're very good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and I put on the video and I was doing all the dances with Black Blingers and everybody and Marvin and them when the frog back, you know, when they first bust on the stage.
Yeah.
I learned Daima. Every single I know every single dance because that was like, you know, the DVD you'd play in your house because it was the one, innit?
Yeah.
And he called his friends and said, "Yo, I just saw you when you were younger. I never knew you were on the stage, you know, at this event and that and that." He even was surprised. And he dances every single day on the scene. So it's the same thing you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from not knowing the history, I could tell him, and I was telling him and showing him the history.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Wow, I can't believe you know all this." And I was like, "Listen, I've got every single DVD all
Mm.
now." So it's I agree that it's important to start from the beginning, like you said, because once people know the beginning, they really know what they're in for.
But the thing is it confuses me that that common sense isn't there. Like, if you join ballet, Afro, even if
Yeah,
you join street,
it's true,
contemporary, you are not progressing unless you know the basics.
yeah, yeah,
Simple. So why can't dancehall have that construction for people that want to jump in? If you want to get into dancehall, learn the basics. Simple as that. Do you get
yeah.
what I mean? And it's like, even though there's opportunity to not have to do that now,
Mm.
it still should be just a compulsory thought anyway. It's a dance style. Do you get what I mean? It's a genre of
Yeah.
dance as well as a culture.
It's
So,
the
you know,
passion. They just want to go up. You see
this
what
is
you
what I'm
said
saying.
before? They just want to
Like,
go in like,
foundations is
boom.
just the norm. Like, foundations is a norm. Simple. Like, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't run before you can walk. Like, you get what I mean? Like, even though, you know, babies are
Shortcuts.
these days. No, but for real though, like, you can't run before you
Shortcuts,
can.
isn't it?
But, you know, and I just I just think, you know, are you just, again, I just see it as a new generation of social conditioning. They're just
Yeah,
conditioned to have to blow on social media. That's it.
yeah, yeah,
Go
yeah,
viral, then you become famous, you get your
yeah,
tick, and you earn money. That's it.
yeah.
That's the mentality
It's,
now.
yeah, with everything. That's what I'm seeing.
What can you do to make dancehall better in the UK? Then? To be honest, I don't know who any dancehall activists are. Like, I wouldn't class myself as an activist, but I am for mentoring dancehall dancers. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not an activist, like, because with activists, I think sometimes it comes with a lot of responsibility as well.
And you will argue with the DJs, you will argue with the promoters, you will argue
Yeah,
with the
it's a
dancers. You're
lot,
gonna
and
be
I'm
willing. You've got to
sorry.
be willing to
Yeah,
argue with all of them because all of them are gonna be selfish at some point in your head. They might not be selfish, but it's gonna sound like they are,
yeah,
and it's
like,
gonna create drama. And then people will not want to work with you because you're fighting for people who are
yeah,
in their house. So there's a
yeah,
lot of things that will come with this. But at the same time, like I said, an agency is definitely needed, just like there's an agency for everything. There's agencies for builders
yeah,
and everything. It's just like having a council, basically. A
yeah, yeah. Of
council
course, of course.
has to run. It doesn't mean that they will what do you call it? They will make all the decisions for people. It doesn't mean that. It just means there will be a bit more structure, so people can know not to mess with you because it gives you that security of a
I just,
different nature.
I just don't know if I'm prepared personally to be amongst a panel of a
Yeah,
board
no.
like that. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not saying I'm not sure because personally, for the amount of longevity I've managed to have within the scene as it is,
I
and
don't think you need it.
it's not even that. I just feel that I don't want to be seen as like arrogant in a sense of like their decisions have to go through me as one of the members of the board, you know? I don't really want that kind of vibe or reaction. That's not what I'm about with this. And
I don't think you need it, short man. I think that's something, like I said, is needed more for those who are trying to feel their way in.
yeah,
And
yeah.
actually, yeah, I don't think you would need it. Anybody who
But it's not
knows
about
how to,
though. Like, it's like, the thing is, yeah, I'm just more passionate about the scene remaining alive in the UK.
yes,
It's not even about who goes or chooses what direction. I
mm,
just feel that the scene here is powerful. Like, we've got a big dancehall scene here, and we've got entertainers here that are
yeah,
talented, and can contribute towards the dancehall vibes here. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, the dancehall world is a contradictive world.
Yeah,
Simple
it's
as
always
that.
gonna be.
We
Yeah.
as even myself to this day, still nothing is 100% go ahead. There's
Hmm.
always obstacles along the path.
Yep.
Do you get what I mean? It just might be a bit more diluted for me, but it's still a problem. Do you get what I mean? Like, so there's still a long way to go in
Yeah.
regards to better organizations and things like that. Do you get what I mean? So I
Yeah.
don't know who I'll class as an activist. Maybe, yeah, Mr. Bosi. I don't know if I'll class him as an activist. He just,
Sorry.
Mr. Bosi is just passionate about teaching the
Posey.
origins of
Very
dancehall.
posy.
Bosi is just,
He's
he just wants to
passionate.
teach the origins. He's passionate.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
that's
very
all
passionate.
he's about. Do you get what I mean? Simple as that. Like, not
Mm.
gonna think more than that, but
He
you know.
lives, eats, and breathes it in a serious manner. He's very serious. He's very,
Mm,
very dedicated. To be honest, he would be good at it, but I just feel like he would have too many problems because too many people have problems with him. If it's not for that, then he would be the best candidate because he really has gone into depth with this
mm.
whole scene from day one, you know? Though I know I've tried not to. That's why I said at some point I needed to cool down a bit. But
Shane,
Shortman,
you're right.
I'm gonna ask you. Huh?
No,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Shane, right. Every problem has a solution. Of course, it has a
There,
solution,
there are
but
solutions.
it would only be a solution if more than half of the people have the same mindset, and that's not happening right now. Like, there's
Yeah.
lots of talk, but there isn't any action. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can't sit here and rely on the action to happen. Like, I've still got aspirations that
Things to do and
I've got things that
execute.
I'm doing. You get what I mean? And no disrespect, but you know, just because time's getting on now doesn't mean there aren't other things I've got in mind that I want to do
Yeah.
to contribute towards keeping and molding the dancehall scene here. Do you get what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm unfortunately not a contributing factor to this board or whatever it is, an activist or whatever, then I know that in some form I'm contributing in some form of way. Do you get what I mean? So, you know, there's only so much you can do for people. People need to also help themselves.
Yeah.
They can't sit and rely on a collective of people to make them get to a right direction. We're all individuals. Do you get what I mean? So,
Mhm. Exactly. I did want to ask you something which I believe it's not really spoken of too often. And that is as a man, we need to hear from a man now how it is for you with the children and dancing. Like, for example, during the pregnancy of your lady, you having to get up and go out and dance and still be doing rehearsals when she's in that position. I know that it can be time consuming and stuff like that. And in the birth, just a newborn at home. What's it like for you?
how can I put it? To be fair, whoever I'm with, they know what I'm about. They've known what I've been about. They know what I do.
Hmm.
So, to be honest, there's not really much argument in when it comes to anything like that. I do what I gotta do. Do you get what I mean? Simple as that, regardless of making time or not. Like, it's just how it is. You make time for whatever else, and you make time for your dancing. Within dancehall, anyone that gets with someone, they should know that when it comes to the dancehall world, especially underground scene,
Hmm.
it requires you to be out and promote yourself.
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Hmm.
Um, there's no point in getting in something if you know that it's gonna conflict with your dancing. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Especially dancehall. So yeah, from you've laid out set things, then you just keep it moving and you continue to do what you got to do to,
Yeah.
with the craft you're in. That's just how it's been, really.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And because I guess with your classes as well,
Mm-hmm.
how does that, like when you have to run around from maybe work, school run, like you've got your duties and stuff. How hard is it? How
That's
easy?
a whole different scenario right now. Like, there's certain changes now, so I can't
Yeah,
really go into that. But sorry.
it's okay.
Yeah, cameos days. I think I was about, how old was I? Oh, I can't even remember. When was cameos day? What
16.
year was, what year was cameos?
Cameo was 2005. Hold on. Yeah, 2005.
Bro.
Maybe even earlier than that even. Yeah, because I remember Jump Off was like,
I was about 15, I think.
yeah,
15,
15, 16
16.
you were.
Yeah, I was young, man. Very young. I
Oh,
was
young.
living in raving.
15, 16, and you still look the same. So
You understand? You
you're
understand?
the same.
The problems I had was 10 times worse for me because I was already young anyway. Plus, I forever had a baby face from.
Yeah.
So it was just always a problem in any event. You understand?
Mhm.
So I'm shocked that I actually got in. So that
I
shows
think,
me that it was because of the talent.
yeah, it was
Actually,
the talent and it was the people you were with
yeah.
made it easier for you to get through because they'll be like, there's no way they're hanging around with somebody too young. So they just used to take it as benefit of the doubt, like, hey, he's all right, get in.
Wait,
What's it?
what? Energy got this? Wait.
You got
Yeah,
videos?
Tempo, remember the Mohican boy? Bro,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, them days was nice. But before we get to that, let me go back to O'Shane said something. He was talking about what was it?
Shortman with his Mohican.
Yeah.
I remember.
And them time,
Oh,
remember we used to wear pure color glasses, color trousers, color this time, the little side chain, and you remember them style there, the MLB style. Yeah, them days was mad, boy.
wicked. We had
Crazy.
fun. And
All
look
the,
at us. We used to travel in the snow. Snow was
yeah,
not an issue.
serious, man. All the dancers that used to the females used to wear their color frilly dress and the socks. You remember the color
And the
socks?
tutus and the...
Oh shit! Oh, them days were mad.
But you
We
were
laugh,
tough though.
we
Shortman,
laugh at it, but that was how it was. That was the
I gotta
scene.
say this. I remember you dancing and you were daggering a girl and you jumped up and you did kind of, you know, like when you do a move, you dagger someone and you
Yeah, yeah,
jump
yeah.
up in the air, smack them on the backside with your feet, and then jump back down. And look how people are doing that now, though, acting like it's new. You did that like 2004.
Hey,
And
them
I'm like,
times was just.
I remember,
It
and I
was
remember
just
where we
mad,
were.
madness.
Stars
Them.
among stars high. And I remember where you were as well. Like I remember every single thing. It was mad.
Yeah,
What's her name
dreams.
again? What was
We
the
got
other
color.
girl's name again? I don't want to say where she went, but you know the
Yeah,
other
Ashton.
girl.
Remember them times the Nolinga t-shirt? Oh my! But that was from Rep JA because Rep JA they had a
Yeah.
clothing brand and they used to send me t-shirts and stuff. So big up Rep JA them times. Um,
And
yeah,
queer clothing.
dreams. Big up dreams. Yeah, man. Big up color. Big up bare places, man. Then the place in Camberwell, Ashton. Remember them time with you, President, and we used to shell it. The pub in Camberwell. Oh my days.
Wicked.
Listen, it's a
We
hard
need
day.
to open back everywhere. Chimes even. We need to
Mate,
open up every
stop the
place.
memories. Back in the days, it's been something in the present or future. Yeah, but yeah. So again, I don't know no direction for this generation. I really just again, they just need to research. There were still some people that are active, whether they're teaching, whether they are retired, or I don't know. There's still a few people about that are doing what
Yeah.
they to get me. So it's not like there ain't things out there for them to realize or ask, you know. I'm sure that if I was an upcoming dancer, I would find certain dancehall dancers and just DM them and see if they respond and,
To
you know,
have that convo.
yeah,
Because
connect.
that's what I was speaking to Monique about the other day.
Mm,
And what she touched on is coming from Spain.
yeah.
She did her research. She asked questions. She asked for help.
Mm,
And that's why she is where she is as a person and a
mm,
dancer, and confident and comfortable and happy. She's not
mm,
complaining. And the reason why she's not complaining is because she's got the confidence through people like yourself, people like, you know, other people who've been around like Temper, who
yeah.
she can ask for help and advice to the point where I bet you if I'd give her a questionnaire right now, she can answer everything. And she wasn't nowhere near the scene. She wasn't even in the country. So that is definitely,
Mm-hmm.
like what you said, I agree. People need to get some history because something they don't know, they will never know. Some of them don't know who Bogle really is. They just know the song.
Mm-hmm.
Know the song and that's it.
Yeah, like I just find it to be a shame that it's always the people outside of the culture
Hmm.
that want more interest than those within the culture. It's quite embarrassing, to be fair, with
It is.
classes, with everything. It's always non-blacks.
Yeah.
Always the white
White
people.
people, Asians, you know, when I
And
say Asians,
yeah,
Chinese, they
and
do.
it's always people outside of our own, and it's kind of like, you know, we never, us ourselves, we never know everything. We keep learning as well. Do you get what I mean? And
Yeah.
why are we not coming to do each other's things? And you know, like it's just until those kind of egos go and those kind of things change, it's there's no point even thinking about mentoring the younger generation. It doesn't make sense because we haven't even got a constructive level of whatever for ourselves.
I tell you what, as you say that, I won't mention her name, but
Mm-hmm.
there is a white lady who is so into dancehall. It's you know, it's serious. Like it's her life. She breathes it, right?
Yeah,
And she went out of her way to save her money and actually start her business in dancehall. And she created a studio and everything. And she was actually teaching because she got taught and she taught on. Now,
yeah.
what I'm going to say is relating to her and relating to us.
Mm-hmm.
We will knock her because we're like, how can a white person create a dancehall studio? Are you crazy? Like, who are you to teach dancehall? But
Mm-hmm.
hold on a minute. Black people who are not Chinese, like myself, I know martial arts. I learned mixed martial arts. I can teach martial arts. No one
Yeah.
can tell me I can't open a studio right now and teach.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. The Chinese are not telling me, or the Japanese are not telling me I can't teach martial arts, or what I've got a cheek to have a Tai
Yeah.
Chi, you know, class for people to learn. That's the whole reason and point of learning. So when
Yeah.
I saw how passionate she was, and she started to get depressed, and she was in tears. And you know why that happened? That's because some black people reported her business and said, close her down because this is our culture. But hold on a minute. You've never done anything for your culture.
Yeah.
You've never helped your culture. You've never opened anything for your culture. You didn't even clap and support and say, you know, how can we support you a little bit more? So it's
I
hard.
just I just want to make this clear as well. Just I should have said this in a sense as a disclaimer before we started. Yeah.
Yeah.
This interview isn't, from what I'm aware of, this interview or whatever is not an interview for a stamped solution. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not here to say this is what I'm gonna do or this is what Angel's gonna do or what. There's no decision being made. This is strictly a
Yeah.
conversation. We're voicing opinions, so I don't really want to have any answers or questions as if it's directed at what am I gonna do. Do you get what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you know, until we have a meeting where
Yeah.
as a collective we can come to
Yeah.
something like that, then I will express my opinions on that. But please, people, try not to be too harsh with your like
Comment.
responses. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I don't wanna feel like um I don't wanna feel pressured into setting a standard for something. Do you get what I mean? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, everyone, if you want something, you go for it. If you're going to do it
Yeah.
the right way, you will find the ways to understand the process.
That's
Simple as that.
correct.
There's no
That's
excuses. No one, I'm sure Angel here foresaw things and done things in a way that's going to benefit her in the long term, the correct way. Gained her
mhm.
understandings, gained your, you know, your bad experiences and good experiences. We all got to
Mhm.
fail before we rise. It's just a
Yeah.
part of the process. Simple as that.
Hmm.
So again, this is not a dig at any new generation dancer, any upcoming dancer, nothing like that. This is strictly just words of
Combo.
advice and
Yes.
convo.
Yeah.
Simple.
Which is
Yeah.
right because it's just good for us to talk, you know, just to
Yeah, of course. We
communicate
need to
and
talk.
but nothing else. It's true because that's when people be like, "Oh, but you said, but you should." But no.
Yeah.
We're entitled to just kind of put it out there that this is what we think, this is what we see, and also to kind of take away those challenges that we're putting other people through, like you said,
Mm.
without actually being proactive ourselves.
Yeah.
Why are we telling people they can't do this and they can't do that
Yeah.
if they're actively going through the right channels to do it?
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
that's why there's people in other countries actually settled now and living, and people are still sitting here saying, I'm still yet to go on a holiday. Well, now you haven't reached.
Yep.
So, leave
Yep.
people to do what they're doing if it's the right thing.
Like Temper has what Temper's saying is a brilliant idea. I don't not agree with it. I agree with it. That would be great. Sorry, people. I'm just putting my thing on the stand.
Okay.
Battery was dying. Yeah. So I agree with that. But who, it needs to be someone that's really gonna have time to dedicate themselves to actually being like an agent. Do you get what I mean? Like, these things come with a lot of work because it's not just about promoting the dance art like that.
Yes, I love
There
pandas.
needs to be conversation. There needs to be contracts. There needs to be
Yeah,
meetings. There needs to be a lot behind. Do you get what I mean? There needs to be
yeah,
a team of people
yep,
who set things. Simple as that.
yeah.
So, again, I'm not saying it can't be done. It can be done. But who's willing to do it?
hmm
Do you get what I mean?
That's what needs to be put in place.
So, am I
It, it,
connected?
it's just good to be
Yeah, yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those things where if it was to be there, it's good to have it.
Mm.
Like if you, like we're saying, okay, for example, yeah, my dad's an accountant,
Yeah.
so he's one man, but he's an accountant for different companies, different people who are in all different fields.
Okay.
Their life is easy because all they know is if they give him the paperwork, he figures out the figures, you
Yeah.
know? So when it comes to the tax office, he makes the phone calls if he needs to chase the payments. But
Yeah.
remember, the tax office already knows to send the checks. It's the same kind of transaction because he has
Mm.
100 clients. He has 100 clients. So just on a minimal basis. When I look at it that way, he's an agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an agent because when he's giving people their sheets of expenditure, you fill out what you want, what you do, what you don't want to do. You
Mm.
don't wear skimpy clothing. You will
Yeah.
not twerk. You will not allow yourself to go into water, anything because you have allergies. That whole list, you have allergies or whatever. I'm just trying to say something nice about that, but it could be anything. So
Yeah.
if you've got a place or a platform or an agent who can, yes, is a chartered accountant. I was just trying not to get too technical, but yeah, because I do a lot of the accounts, and that's how I see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm seeing this. You don't go to an accountant because you know how to do your thing. You know how to balance your books. You know how to juggle. You know how to work out your expenditure, your incoming, your outgoing, etc. So you don't need me as an agent, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for those who need somebody to help them manage, for example. So
Awesome.
I just think it would just be healthy to have a board or an agent, should I say. Maybe not a whole board, but an agent or an agency maybe of two people who have the contracts, who have the criteria, who have the guidance to say, no, don't allow yourself to go down that route because this can lead you into that, or from experience, this is a bad idea. Go into it like this, or just I just think it works.
Maybe we need to. Maybe you should, create an interview.
Sorry,
Maybe you should create an interview or a meeting with promoters as well, because we need to
sorry.
hear their opinions as well. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
talking amongst dancers, realistically, we know what we need to do in regards to how we approach as well and how
yeah,
we respond. Yeah,
yes,
we know what to do. So what
100%.
we need is to hear different opinions from actual promoters that host events
Yeah,
and just get the psyche of their reaction towards dancehall dancers.
yeah, yeah,
What's
yeah,
you? What's the joke?
yeah. That's why I said I shouldn't read anything. I swear to God, because anything I'm reading, I'm just laughing. So it's like, okay, pipe down. You're right. Sorry, short man. But yeah, the promoters and the dancers is why I was saying there has to be a conversation. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's them that don't. I believe and I feel, and I'm still gonna say, promoters do not understand the dancer's position, role, and worth enough. They believe they can throw a dance together and shell it by just making money at the bar, buy out the bar. Let me make my friends come buy out the bar. Yeah, as well as long as I sell enough tickets or get enough people in the building, that's it. They don't actually think of the entertainment,
Do you know what?
and
Yeah,
and that's some.
this is the thing. Like, I'm grateful that I've got myself into or onto a level where I ain't got time for this to stress my mind anymore because I'm not relying on the dancehall scene. Do you get me? To get booked.
Yeah. Hmm.
I like it will doing this will basically be putting pressure on my mind for others because of the mentality of the ignorance of what the promoter
That's not
thinks. You
saying
know what
not.
I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, and I'm not really. I don't know if I'm down to deal with that mental energy. If you get what I mean, because all I'm going to be doing realistically is frustrating myself for the sake of others, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
And I'm kind of, throughout my process of doing what I've been doing, I've kind of had enough of doing that.
Yeah.
I've done many years of that, stressing myself for everyone in a sense of, nah, that's not right, and this should be this way, and I'm not going to do this if this isn't getting that, and da 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 da. Nah.
Hmm.
There's been too many years of that, and if it hasn't even changed now, it's making me think, have I been the only one really that's been thinking on that level? There's
Hmm.
many other entertainers in the industry. Why are they not talking as well then? Do you get what
Hmm.
I mean? Why are they not putting their foot down as well then? Do you get what I mean? Like, why are they accepting certain things for a £50? Why are they accepting things for alcohol? Why are they accepting things for weed?
Yeah.
Why should that be the value of what you're worth as a dancer? That's disrespectful. Do you get what I mean? If you are into things like that, that should basically be just like sweets. That should be part of you while you're there. That shouldn't
Yeah.
even be included in your price. That shouldn't even be included in anything to do with what you're being booked for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Them things are luxuries. Forget that. But there are people that are willing to take things like that and be happy with it. Those are the things that need to stop.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to do that. Not some.
Yeah.
Everybody needs
That's what
to
I was
do
saying
that.
about
Everybody needs
communication.
to be like, nope,
Yeah.
I don't want that. Forget that. Do you get what I mean? Because not everyone drinks, not everyone smokes,
Exactly.
not everyone does those things. So what are you gonna offer? Water. What are you gonna offer? A picture with the artist? Like, that's not good enough. You get what I mean? There's so
Yeah.
much more behind it that leads to your craft. The travel, the clothing, the arrangements, the money for what you're actually doing on set, the rate per hours. Like, there's a lot. Do you get what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's a lot to think about behind it. Like, you know, I don't understand how dancers can't naturally know these things anyway.
For
What
themselves.
do you really want to be entertaining just for hype? Like, that's not paying you. It's not good enough. Do you get what I mean? Like, hype dies. Simple as that. When that hype's done, you're gonna go home empty-handed.
Back to square one.
Who's got time for that?
Mm.
You know, why can't dancers think like that for themselves? Do you get what I mean? Like, why should we have to be the people to uplift them on that level or provide set platforms in order for them to know that? They should know these things anyway. Like, common sense is the least used sense of the brain. I don't understand. Do you get what I mean? Like, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm
But
on. I don't know if nothing's connected because I don't even know if anyone's writing on my.
on
Nothing's
your
moving.
wall, oh,
Yeah. So
because it's all one, so it just comes as one.
okay, cool, no
Yeah.
problem.
It
Because
comes
the
as
last
one.
message I'm seeing
We're
is from
entwined.
Temper. The last message I've got
Oh,
is from
okay.
Temper. That's it.
Oh, it's slowed down. Maybe it's just your internet that's slowed down. It's
This
on
is what I'm
Ninja
saying.
now.
So
Old,
maybe I need
old
to.
dances. What do you want to
How
do?
long?
Start it?
Yeah, let's restart it because my
All right.
battery's on
Let
charge
me
now.
do this and then. Okay, so the other day we were talking about this whole thing with. The other day we were talking about this whole thing about dancers knowing the worth, the price, what you should be charging for a video shoot per hour, right? I'm saying at least £100 an hour, and that's on the dancehall scene or whatever, or an upcoming artist has a budget. You have to work it out, but there should be a standard fee for work or jobs. So if it's not £100 an hour and you're okay with maybe doing 5 hours of shooting for, like £400 or 350, there has to be that boundary and set price where people are not getting away with a certain amount of money all the time. Some shoots have been last minute or short notice, right? And a person maybe doesn't have any money left on their budget, but they've already organized everything else. There still should be enough communication or the right communication to say, all right, if I'm going to get this amount of money, right, there should be a way that we should have an agreement where at least you pay me the rest of this amount. So if they can afford, if they can't afford it to be like £80 to £100 for the 2 hours, for example, you're just trying to negotiate here. You should be on a promissory where next week I'm going to pay you another 100. I've done a video once upon a time, and I had the money. I paid for everything, paid for the camera, paid for whatever, and it wasn't even a serious video. It was just like an advert, yeah. And I said, no, but Ninja, I'm just saying, like, if you've agreed on 400 for like 4 hours or 5 hours, you're probably going to actually dance for about 2 hours because they're not always 100% organized that you arrive and you dance, but then you've told them clearly your hours. So what I'm saying is, when I did that shoot, I remember I was running out of money and I was like, oh my God, it's come to the point where I paid out like £800. And I'm like, I want an extra person because it will look better. And me and the person negotiated, and I said, all right, look, it's Thursday. So Saturday morning, I'm happy to give you another £100 on top of the £200 that I've paid you. And that was fine. We both didn't have any problem, but we know we can't even trust everybody to do that. We don't have that trust. We can't work like that. So we have to stick to a price where people won't do things last minute, knowing that they can just fob you off and tell you I'm upcoming. But then when they go to the studio, they pay their money. If the producer says, well, you ain't coming out of here with your track, they pay. So we just need to stick to that, because we can't do the whole buy now, pay later. We can't do it. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Ninja. It's like, I'm not saying contracts. We need deposits and contracts. It's needed. This is why I'm saying there has to be an agent whereby people can't do the friend for friend thing all the time. It has to stop. Yeah. If I was actively singing and doing my thing, I wouldn't be asking my friend to come with me to do a quick shoot. I would be going through the agency or going to my friend knowing that this is how much she charges per hour everywhere she works. So it's £100 per hour or £150 per hour or £200 per hour. Because like I said, the agency I work for, they tell me the job is the minimum job amount for everything that I do is £300. There will never be a job for under 300. But the jobs start at that. But I've got the option. I pick jobs. So I pick the jobs for 1,200. I don't pick jobs for 300. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's good to be able to note down what your requirements are. Yeah? It's good to have that option of requirements, so you don't shortfall on yourself. Hey.
Hi, people. Sorry.
That's okay. It
Yeah,
was.
connection went mad. Yeah. So from what I heard, in regards to contracts, I'm all for contracts.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I never have not been. I have contracts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm all for it. That definitely should happen.
It's important.
But
Sometimes, yeah.
does it mean that the contract should be so let's say if Ninja, yeah, of course. Ninja knows me well, you know. Yeah, I just had to get a quick snack. I was hungry, boy.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm there drinking my juice anyway. I've been drinking my juice the whole time.
Ninja knows, boy. But yeah, I'm all for it. But does it mean that let's say you, Angel, get approached by a dancer that's trying to be a dancer, whether underground or to teach or whatever, would you just give them a contract like that? Or do they need experience? Or this is what I'm saying. So
No, there's some things that don't require a contract because
mm,
the workforce in that is totally different, you know? And look, I'm just saying, right? I was just saying a minute ago, the agency that I work for, I've got options. They give me the options. There's jobs, there's criteria, you pick what you want basically and what you'll do and what you wouldn't do. So there are times where they call me and say, you know, just like you said, privately, and they'll call me and say, can we use your house? We're filming in the area. That's not me performing. That's not me acting. That's not me modeling. And they'll say, because we know how you are, we've got a good relationship with you. We'll pay you like £800 if we could just use the bathroom and make tea and just use the space and that. No problem. You know, we don't need a contract. That's just either an email or a phone call or a text. And I'm like, nope. And that's the agency. So it's things like that. It's
but
the same
I understand. I get what you're saying. Yeah, for the kind of agency you're in that represents whatever else you're doing. But in regards to dancehall, yeah, like how is this? Like, how is that going to work? Like, because a lot of people who approach dancehall dancers are not really professional.
Yeah.
Most of them approach you on a favor tip, or because they've seen you at this dance, or your name is hucked in the streets, or they've seen you on Instagram, you know, or something. And it's like, there's never that business mentality approach. Do you get what I mean? So for me, when someone approaches you on that level, there's no point even trying to be business minded with them because they're just going to disappoint you, to be fair.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that it isn't changing within the industry, and there are people that are trying to be a bit more professional when it comes to an artist booking a dancer for a video shoot, or a promoter wanting to book a dancer for a dancehall event, you know? Because it's completely different to the teaching world. This is the thing.
Yeah.
This is different. The teaching world is a different world, yeah? The underground world is a different world. So we need to know what we're talking about here. Like, you know, we would need to know what kind of dancer the dancer wants to be. Like, what is their goal? Do you get what I mean? So would it be two separate contracts for the different worlds, or would it be one for both? Do you get what I mean? Like, there's different things to talk about and to...
Yes, definitely. I would have to explain this in depth because I'm just chopping it here. But definitely, that's why I was saying you'd have to have criteria that you pick. Because look, right now, like if I'm honest with you, yeah, with the different scenes, different dancing, for example, artists are having non-dancers in their videos. Where did they get them from? They didn't just get them from Instagram. They're going to agencies and getting the girls. Oh, I want a model. Model doesn't even dance, but they've got them in their music videos. So there are agencies who don't do dance where the artists are going to, and I'm talking dancehall as well. I've seen girls that call themselves models or Insta models or whatever.
Yeah.
That the dancers, the dancehall scene artists have gone and booked those models through the agency.
Yeah.
So there's dancers, there's non-dancers in a dancehall dance video. And I'm like, hold on a minute.
Exactly.
Okay. And I don't put my opinion across. I might like the video because I'm just trying to still support the person, but I'm looking and thinking, why do you do that? But that's the reason why, because there isn't an agent and they don't want to be effed off. as well as the artist wants security that they're booking somebody professionally, an
I
artist
fully
also
agree.
needs to know where to shop. And if there's one shopping mall, everybody will start shopping in that mall if they want to have the option to shop. If you
Yeah.
don't know where the mall is, you're just going to go somewhere else and just buy any old thing because you're like, you know what, this is what I could get professionally that could give me the guarantee that she'll be on time, that she represents someone, someone represents her. If any problem, I can go back to them. I can get my money back. There's so many
Yeah.
things as well. So as far as I'm concerned, if I'm having a big stage show, I don't want chaka chaka chaka. I want to be able to say, you know what, let me get, all right, yeah, and there's a catalog. I can pick and poke. Not, let me look down the page and see where I can find the last video they did.
Yeah.
No, I want a catalog. I want to go
In
like this.
regards to, sorry to cut you, but in regards to what Ninja said,
That's okay.
he said, so if they're not professional, does it mean that we shouldn't? Of course, be professional at all times, but also have the mindset to know it's quite likely you're probably going to be disappointed from the professional approach, because majority of the time, and I'm not talking about everyone, by the way, I'm talking about in this underground scene, from complaints I've had from people messaging me, saying certain things, and it's like, whoa, like, you know, you'd be surprised the amount of, like, I get contacted by people who sometimes I've just found out who they're a dancer or whatever, and it's like, oh, how do you this and how do you that? How come da 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 da? I see that you know this person because, you know, I've seen you follow them or they follow you and da da da, and I've seen you in this video and whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
Obviously they're gonna come to you because in their eyes, you're not really known to them on that level. You understand? You're just seen as, oh yeah, you're a dancer that they know that they can just get in the video because that they might have approached an angel and the angel's charging too much. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Second options. So I'm just saying, as long as you make sure you know that you've got your professional approach, then you're good. Just keep it consistent, because some people are part-time professionals. You can't be a part-time professional in your craft. If you want to continue to get the responses that you want, you got to sacrifice people not coming back to you. You got to know that you might miss out on the opportunity because you've been professional. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't be like, some people just get fed up of doing it and not realizing that your time will come. As long as you're consistent and you approach and respond in a way that you show that you're ready to work, you've got your stuff laid out and you're not going to be taken for a fool, then you're good to go. Simple as that. People give up too easily and don't want to know that they're going to miss out. You're going to miss out on a lot of things. You're going to miss out. The amount of stuff I've missed out on, the amount of video shoots I have turned down because I've said, I'm not going for drink.
Yes.
I'm not going for, I'm not going to a multinational, massive, international known artist who's got millions and wants to give me a little £100 or £50.
Go away. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, so I'm not about that. I don't care. I don't want to hear about experience. I don't care about credits.
Yeah,
why am I putting credits? Because I danced with flipping, I don't know, flipping the baby, and he wanted dance with dancers. I don't care if I've been in the baby's video and pulling it on my portfolio credits. I need to know in them credits, I know that I got paid about £300, £500, which he can afford. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So simple as that. Like, you just need to be ready to just miss out and done, because it will benefit you in the long term and you will have better self-worth for your craft, and your motivation will continue, because sometimes these things can bring you down. It can make you feel like, why am I not, you know, am I not worth it? Like, do they not want to invest in me? It's mentally draining, you know. Just because people show a front on the screen or in their dance videos, behind the scenes, it could have taken them a lot of mental kind of relaxation techniques or mental situations to get them stable, to be like, let me just do it. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's a lot going on, and
it's like they don't have faith in themselves.
We got to consider that, because you know, dancehall is realistically like a kind of self-molding craft. It's not structured like street dance and ballet. Do you get what I mean? There's no structure. There's no kind of like certificate level where you can say you're now a professional. Like, people are jumping on dancehall and becoming professionals in less than a week. In less, like, what? But all we can do is say, you can't do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. But it's not going to stop them from going on. The world is a massive place. People are going to believe these people are professionals. We haven't reached out to everyone to know who we are. Millions of people around the world do not know me. Do you get what I mean? I still got work to do. Even though I've been in this game for years, I have continuous work to do. I'm still promoting myself. I'm still trying to reach different parts of the world to promote the craft and UK vibes, UK energy. Do you get what I mean? Because I'm passionate about the UK dancehall scene as well as the scene around in Jamaica and wherever else. Like, we've got talent here. And if I have to do what I've got to do so that the direction could be brought over to my base, and then those around me that are within dancehall can be featured within what I'm in, then so be it. Do you get what I mean? So there's only so much people can do for people. It's you know.
Which is right.
But the agency thing, 100%, like, it's a good idea. It's a very good idea.
Because I mean, I was, oh sorry, battery. I was saying earlier, I don't really know much about the UK influencers and all that stuff, to be honest with you. But I just happened to see something this morning with the moi, the makeup, whatever crap. Sorry to say that. But the makeup moi, like, there's a makeup argument or story, but without getting into the whole long thing, something about being professional. And you know, like, there's a lot of makeup artists just popping up, basically, isn't it? They literally just, I've watched enough tutorials. Now I'm an influencer. Now I'm professional. Now I have a brand, and now I'm doing makeup. And somebody must have booked an influencer to do makeup, and it went wrong or something. Yeah, Ninja, you would know. So yeah, the person was complaining. It's like it's gone all over the place. Shade Borough and whatever crap. I don't know. But I'm just saying, this is what it's like with dancehall. Without getting the course, without getting the certificate, without doing the work and the research and everything. It's just like saying, I now do makeup. Yeah. I'm now professional. I'm now an influencer. I've now got 100K followers. So this is it. I've seen some dancers who I didn't know. I know they bought likes or bought, what is it? Followers or whatever. And now they've got a tick, and I'm like, wow, like, I've never seen you before, ever in my life, anywhere. But it's the same thing, what you were saying before. It's the social media influence. They believe that just because the society has put them there, they are exactly what they see. So yes, there has to be more depth in this, that's why I'm feeling like with an agency, you join or you don't join. But the fact is, the ones that need to join also get the understanding, because remember, they want the job. They want the position to be in the agency, right? So the agency will then articulate, because nobody wants to be told you ain't ready, you ain't good enough by another dancer. So when an agency is telling you, you respect it more, because they're saying, okay, look, you're ready, we see it, but let's just, take time here. Let's see what you have done. Let's see. Do you see what I'm saying? Just like when you go for auditions, it would be a lot easier for somebody who is younger to hear
Ninja,
this.
let's go pick them and ask one of my Nigerian uncles. I'm sure they'll pattern that in a second. You know them, they will pattern that, fam. Go pick them. You'll be able to get that no-go.
So I'm trying my best not to watch, because I'm reading, and I'm laughing.
Ninja,
we do need,
fam, you know you'll get that in seconds.
because if I came
Tomorrow
to you and I
we'll see
said,
you with a tick, Ninja. 100,000 followers, we'll see it.
it's true, but then that's what's happening. Because if I came to you, Shortman, and I said to you, you know what, I'm upcoming, I need your advice, and you tell me you ain't ready, I'll be like, you just crushed me, motherfucker. Like, I'm ready to fight. I'm vexed.
Nah, that would never happen.
Telling me that, and I'm good at what I'm doing, bruv. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the younger generation aren't too receptive to criticism. They want to be praised and never told they're doing wrong or they're not doing it well or whatever. The only people that take a little bit of criticism are the people who actually step forward for it. That's why I'm saying that. It's like a dance class. People who come to you are more willing for you to say, okay, I can see you in the mirror. You're going wrong. It's the
Yeah.
left foot. It's not the right. Okay. But you tell me that on after I've come to you in your DM, I'll be cussing. I'll
Yeah.
block you and everything because I'll be vexed. So I'm not going to get anywhere. We're not going to get anywhere because news will just travel that either you're too harsh or you're disrespectful. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kim, sorry guys. Did you
Sure.
put was it off? Did it die? Okay,
Wait.
plug it in. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where I'm just saying in it, like there are many different things. Perhaps we'll have a proper conversation about that another time. But just give me your opinion as a man on the dancehall scene, because I've heard from the girls. I've heard a lot from the
Um,
mothers and the women and the girls. So as
uh,
your own perspective of how it's been for you in general, maybe even working with other people, your dance classes.
um, I don't know where to start really. Again, like what I said, for me, from 2010 onwards, it just started to drop,
Right.
and just, I've just like tried to find a way to keep myself molded and evolving at the same time within the newer vibes and you know different ways of the industry. Um, and that's it really. Like I don't know, it's been a bit, it's up and down. For dancers, I don't think there's anything really for dancers anymore. I don't think dancers are um, respected.
Yeah.
I think the respect levels dropped even more, to be fair.
Right.
Um, the only thing that I see growth in is the teaching dancer world. That's it.
That's what I was going to ask you.
That's the only form of growth
How
I've
do you do it?
seen.
How do you manage?
Um, I try to stay original
Hmm.
with my own moves and that I create, but I also I learn what I like.
Oh,
I don't I don't learn everything because there's so many dance moves that are released every day now that it's ridiculous.
yeah.
It's getting to the point where I realized all these moves that are just being made are just making the dancehall structure become
Scatty.
technically unidentified.
Yeah, yeah.
Unidentified. If you get what I mean, it's like
Yeah.
the essence of dancehall is not really being shown anymore. You
It's
know,
diluted.
and it's got to a point where I've realized it's evolving so much that the mid and old school stuff is literally just ignored. And then when people who are coming into the dancehall world to learn in the studios, they don't have the dancehall vibes or can't catch it because from what they've seen on the Instagram and other social media platforms, that's what dancehall is to them.
Yeah.
So when we're taking it back, yeah, and they're realizing to do jiggy is very difficult because they don't even have the movement in their body to do it.
Yeah.
That's when they start to realize, whoa, what's going on here? Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You see my students on a Tuesday, now my throwback Tuesdays, yeah. They're like my family. I am strict with them. Like I don't play when it comes to, I will repeat certain stuff until every single one of my students has the flavor. I
Yeah.
refuse to evolve, yeah, with anything new until I see that you have got this right. Because I always tell them if they ain't got the basics, they're not gonna have the basics within their new school. It's not gonna be seen. They're just gonna look like hip hop dancers. They're not gonna look like dancehall dancers. I keep drilling. Margarita that's in here now, she's one of my students. We drill, we drill, we drill. We keep it old school as much as possible and mid school so
Mm-hmm.
that when they decide to come out and evolve into the new stuff and create their own routines,
Yeah.
they've still got the flavor. Do you get what I
Yes.
mean? Dancehall needs its identity no matter how much it evolves. We need to keep the identity of dancehall movement in the body. It has to be there. Because if we don't keep that identity,
It's
then
needed.
it's gonna lose it's gonna lose the genre. The genre's
And
gonna lose.
I'll cut you there if you don't mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Jamaica last week,
Yeah.
what's the first dances that we started off the dance with? we went as far back as 1994, 92,
Mm.
93 even.
Mm-hmm.
And boys and them, we went straight to Bogle and
Mm-hmm.
brought it right back up, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And down to the 3-year-olds are doing the Bogle
Yeah.
and the old school tunes. That's how it's done. Just like what you're saying, that's how it's done.
Of
You
course.
start with the old and you bring it forward. And
Yeah.
they know, those 3-year-olds, and I've got videos, know the dances from 1993 or two
Mm-hmm.
all the way till now. When
Yeah.
they're doing jiggy bungs, they're doing that
Mm-hmm.
down to that. And let's say from 2 in the afternoon right to 10 p.m. when it was curfew time, these children would non-stop going. I don't think there's a song they didn't know.
The
And
thing is, yeah.
that's what it is.
The thing is, yeah. We can talk about this as much as possible, but
Mm-hmm.
it's always evident when you go out, when you go to a party, when you go to even a class, yeah.
For 2 years. Mm-hmm.
Students are stressed out when they're doing new school stuff because
Yeah.
they're just trying to get the quickness. But when it's mid and old school, the
Mm-hmm.
happiness on their face, the expression, the feeling, the release is different.
There's no
When you're
pressure.
out and the old school stuff comes in, and or mid school, and everyone's joined together, everyone's following each other, whatever, the
Mm.
energy is euphoric. It's different.
Mm.
Everyone's happy. The smiles are there. When it's the new stuff, you instantly see the segregation of routines, and it's like intimidation comes into place because it doesn't involve everyone. Do you get what I mean? It's very separated and look at
Yeah.
me vibes. Yeah, and literally the actions speak for itself. It's always like that. You get what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we all know every dance genre evolves. Everything in life evolves.
Yeah,
Technology, everything
exactly.
evolves. But at the end of the day, when it comes to dancehall,
Mm-hmm.
no one's saying to not let it evolve.
Yeah.
Just know that you are aware that there were many other factors leading up to this era now.
Yeah.
You need to have that in your head. You can't ignore that. You
Mm-hmm.
can't skip it because you're gonna make yourself crash. You're gonna get to a point in your life or your career where something is gonna get brought up in what you do, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to know about it.
Yeah.
Simple. In a job, when you learn the basics of a job, you need to know those basics no matter what's new within that job. You need to know it. Otherwise, you're going to get sacked.
Yeah.
Simple.
You need
So
the
it has to be the
experience.
same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, simple as that. You
Mm-hmm.
need to know the basics. It's just a thing. And this is where dancehall has a problem because all other styles, again, have a form of structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You learn basic training and then you progress. Dancehall, you can pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. You can
Exactly.
pick and choose. Yeah. We're lucky to even have pioneers that are still alive in
Yeah.
Jamaica now, still
Mm-hmm.
doing the old school stuff to learn
Yeah.
from. Yeah. Because some have dropped out, some of them don't dance anymore, some have moved away, some haven't. Do you get what I mean? Some have personal circumstances, but there are still people out there that are still doing it in the old school world. And we should be grateful for them. You get me? But no one's really utilizing what's available for them. Do you get what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? There are
Mm-hmm.
things out there that you can gain knowledge from. People don't even have to come to any of us in the UK scene. You can get classes by the pioneers now with a structure from Bellet House and Dance JA and Expression
Mm-hmm.
Studio and all
Yeah.
these studios in Jamaica that are creating platforms and facilities for people to learn from them. It's
Mm-hmm.
there. Do you get what I mean? If you can't fly out, join the Zoom. It's not really great, but it's something. It's available. These younger generation are lucky. They've got facilities and they've got platforms to really
To
learn
be there
quicker than
without
us.
being there. Yeah.
We had to travel from A to B to visually and physically be next to people.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you understand? We couldn't just turn on the phone and do a video call and learn from each other. We had to link up. Do you understand? So they need to utilize what's free for them. People ain't utilizing their platforms properly. They're
Because
really not.
even Shirley Belly was saying, you know, what he's done and what he's doing will always be what it is.
The dancer,
But,
yeah?
but he's doing it all for the next generation to pick it up and take it and go with it from there. He ain't gonna just stop just because he's discouraged or fed up or tired. no matter what. So even being in that area, being through like even the COVID, anything that's going on where there's shutdowns and stuff, it ain't
Yeah.
shut down. They ain't shutting it. They're still on this thing like, like you were saying, it's different there, yes, but his mental motive is the same. I can't leave the next generation without this thing like you're passing the baton. I have to
Yeah.
pass the baton the way it is. If I water this down, it's not going to taste like anything by the time you get the baton.
Of
So
course.
he's keeping it live, keeping it as it was, basically. So it's the same thing. It's like an investment.
Exactly, Rose.
You can't.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm gonna say it again, people.
Mm-hmm.
A new generation of social conditioning, the
Yes.
digital era. This is what they are used to. They were born within telephone technology, the newer stuff. This
Mm-hmm.
is what they're used to. So we can't bash them on the head for the generation they were born in. Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
not their fault. You get me? All we can do is just try and guide them without giving them the Rose Eyes effect. Because
Yeah.
that's all it's going to be. They're just going to have this Rose Eyes effect when we're trying to say to them, boom, boom, boom. But realistically, we're not telling them what to do. We're trying to guide them for
Mm-hmm.
their own benefit. Do you get what I mean? Because you can instantly see when a new dancer, uprising dancer, is going to lose themselves. You can just see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because all it takes is one video. It could get thousands of views, and then head starts swelling. That's it. Do you get what I mean? Like, they've made it.
And they get depressed. I sat down with Kemar earlier, and he said something to me which hit kind of a point like this. Someone we had in our life, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I was saying to him the person had a lot, because he said to me, since this person's made it, they've changed a lot.
Mm.
Like, I don't even look up to them anymore, mum. And I said, yeah, I've seen it. But you know what that is? Now that
Mm.
they feel they've made it because they get the views and the attention,
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying about conditioning, right? Um, they've lost all values. Like, I don't feel I can even talk to them again. And I said, what's happened here, Kamar, is the people I introduced them to become big,
Yeah.
they've become those people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not for you to become the people that you are looking up at to become in their, like, to end up in their position. Sometimes there is a place for you and a place that isn't for you, which means stay in your lane as who you are, because it didn't mean that you weren't worthy in your lane. It just means you needed a little touch to your life in order to make you more successful or to go where you're trying to go. But
Yep.
what they did was completely cut off everybody that they were hanging around with, who was actually good for them, who had
Mm.
good values,
Mm.
family morals
Mm.
should be saved all in one. Now, when you see this person, all they talk about and all they do is like a path and a cause of destruction. And my
Mm.
son was like, I'm really disgusted because they're acting like
Mm.
the world revolves around likes, followings, numbers. All they ever talk about now is if a person ain't got 100K, forget that. They ain't nobody. If a person ain't getting this amount of views, I've done like 100 and something in 2 days, bruv. And it's just like, you never even used to speak like this. And it's easy for them to end up getting locked into this system, even if their life hasn't changed. They haven't got more money, but they've got sucked into that. It's like a Hoover, in it. They're now in the bag with
Yep.
everybody else, and
Yep.
it's painful to watch because when you know people and you've seen them all go through the same route, but
Mm.
like you said, you haven't got time to sit there and save everyone, but
Yeah.
you're still there. So if I've seen like they're starting to get depressed, and I can see it through the screen,
Mm-hmm.
basically. If
Yeah.
they turned around and called me tomorrow, because I even sent a message, said, "Are you okay? Just checking up on you." And they were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Right, you've always been nice to me." Now they're suspicious of why I'm nice to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's things like that you can see that we were saying this earlier, it becomes a mental thing.
Mm.
It takes the psyche, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of everything out of you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I want to kind of break things down sometimes with people in a delicate way,
Yeah.
because they do kind of crumble. They can't handle it. They want it, but they can't handle it. And a lot of people have gone to the dogs.
Unfortunately, well, personally, I see it as fortunately, but I'm gonna say this for those that might not agree. But unfortunately, I ain't got time for the sugarcoating when it comes to advice. I
Yeah.
get to the point. So if you're taking your time to come to me,
Mm-hmm.
um, to ask for some form of direction or whatever, you're just gonna get told straight what to expect, what not to expect.
So,
Um,
yeah.
and I see it as well. You're gonna get told what to expect, what to not
Mm-hmm.
expect, what to try, what to I wouldn't advise to do. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna just try to sugarcoat things because it's better that you hear and expect some of the worst sometimes so that you're
Mm-hmm.
prepared to handle it
Mm-hmm.
rather than feel like because of the generation you're in now and the platforms you have available to you now, it's going to work for you. Do you get
Yeah.
what I mean? And then expect disappointment. Like, I just don't have the time for that. So, you know, I just try to I just try to be firm, but at the same time on a level where I'm guiding you and being humble, and not biting off your head or trying to put you off. Because the dancehall world is a tough world, simple as that. You
Yes.
need to be prepared for it. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna get the criticism, you're gonna get spotted out if you do something wrong, if you do something right, if you're not teaching the
Yeah.
right thing. Everyone's attacking now. Dancers are
Mm-hmm.
claiming what they've created. Dancers are atting people for not doing certain things right. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get it now. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as long as they're prepared to hear that, then cool is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which is
one
right.
of, one of the main things that you said as
Quite
well, which
nice.
I was meant to say, was the whole stay in your lane. That
Yeah.
that I think that's what's, I wouldn't say success because there's still a lot to do. I wouldn't say it's
Mm-hmm.
created success for me, but that's something that's provided opportunity, should I say, for myself. I've
Yeah.
always stayed in my lane. I've
Mm-hmm.
always done what I'm aware of. And if I decide to come out of the box and maybe learn something different in regards to dancehall, then I mold it in a way that is correct, but also a part of my style. Do you get what I mean? Because not everyone is a certain dancer. Like, I'm not 100% a technical dancer, but that's because I don't want to be. I know I could be, but I don't want to be because for me, that's beyond dancehall to me. That's like, I don't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy it. I enjoy my energy, my spirit connects with before the next generation of dancehall, if you get what I mean, the new school technical stuff. When I
Mm-hmm.
do it, I feel like I'm battling to get the routine right rather than enjoying it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I'm up to date, but I still would prefer to promote the newer stuff, but in a way that people can understand what I'm doing. Do you get what I mean?
That's right.
Dancehall has different sets of languages.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like a lot of people need to discover what kind of dancehall dancer they are, because some people rush to be technical dancers and it don't suit you. It's not for you. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you can't practice and grow better into it, but you can always tell when a set style suits someone within the dancehall world.
Exactly.
And
If
some
it don't,
females want to do
just
the
need to
whole
know.
acrobatic thing, and it's
Yeah.
like, you're not really practicing, are you? You're actually just trying to break your bones or break your neck.
Mm-hmm.
You need to take time. You understand? If you're going to do the acrobatic thing, go and get some proper training, like work on your limbs and your stretches and certain things. Do it properly so that when you're ready to execute, you look correct.
Mm.
Yeah? The amount of females that I've seen get gassed and nearly break their neck on live because they're overdoing it. And it's like, whoa, do you get what I mean? Are you willing to kill yourself on a live or on a video for the sake of likes? Like, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
You need to show that you can whine. Can you do a 90s whine? Can you,
Mm.
cool and deadly? Can you do them kind of stuff yet before you even rock your back?
It's
It
all
don't
speed.
make sense.
It's a speedy service, you know?
Yeah, like, like there's plenty of time to learn these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of time, especially for women. You lot are lucky because you don't have to do male dancehall dancing. You lot can have a whole world of dancehall with women style only. If you want to be more versatile, you can do men's stuff. Cool, it's better for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But at one point, it was literally just splits and all this stuff. You lot got queen style. You got female style dancehall. Yeah, you've got male and female dance. You lot have got more niches of dancehall, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Males have just got dance routines and freestyle. That's it. You lot can whine, you lot can head top, you lot can splits, you lot can do lots of tricks. You can do a lot. Do you get what I mean? So find your niche, find what you're good at, and stick to it. Then if you feel you want to evolve from it, do it. Take your time, man. Stop rushing the thing. Do you get what I mean? Like, you know, I just think people like to run too fast before they walk. Right, literally,
Yeah,
that's all it is.
that's true. And then when it comes to stuff like that, it's like they don't understand where it's going wrong on the dance floor because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of times, like I said, I enjoy watching people, and I enjoy dancing. I enjoy watching people. I think my only limit when it comes to dancing with guys really
Yeah.
is that I do kind of, I'm not gonna lie to you, I get frustrated because I want to dance with a guy, I want to whine, I want to rock out, I want to do certain things that I could just show some girls how to do it properly. Yeah. You know, like styles, isn't it? When you do certain things, like for example, I can climb you and slide down you like a pole and all sorts of like little tricks. But
Yeah.
I can't. And it's like because I'll be thinking, he's got a girl, I've got a guy. Oh,
Mm.
that's where I get frustrated. But then I don't want a guy to pick me up, throw me, spin me around, and all sorts. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm fragile. Any guy that just thinks he can do that with me, all I'm thinking is I'm gonna break. So I need somebody who knows me, who knows where they can hold me without
Of
snapping me.
course. Of course.
So it's like that's the same thing with that. You know, when people take risks in the dance, they don't know each other. It's just like pick her up, spling her, run with her. They don't have that experience. Ninja, I know you can pick up any size, anytime. You're good to your thing, so
But that's
you're
the
all
thing,
right.
like, again, like, the pressure is more on it for you women. I feel sorry for you lot
Yeah.
because the dancehall scene and entertainment comes from women the most. So you lot
Mhm.
always have to do 10 times more, which is why I say, within your craft, yeah,
Yeah.
do things properly behind the scenes, stretch
Yeah.
properly, get certain lessons. If you have to do yoga to us, do it because it will benefit your
Your
craft
body.
of
Yeah.
certain things that you want to do. Like, I don't think females invest in themselves well. Like,
They
they
just
just
go.
roll out and do what they're doing, and it's like you're gonna hurt yourself. Like, you know, I don't know, man. There's a lot, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
It's a lot, isn't it?
it's a lot
But
still.
but I do love your passion, your drive, and your fearless because when you
Mhm.
did the Dancehall King, right?
Yeah,
We were talking about this the last time. There aren't enough people who would go for it because they're afraid, right? And the fact that you crossed over for it as well.
yeah, yeah. That was an experience. Um, See, that's the next thing. Now, to be honest, that was in a time when those things were happening. Do you get me? Dancehall King
Yeah.
contest as well as Dancehall Queen, because
Mhm.
European Dancehall Queen was happening, them kind of stuff. And I actually got chosen as a candidate. I didn't apply for it or anything. You know, that was literally just from experience of traveling and coming back and forth and doing stuff anyway prior to that.
Right.
And yeah, it just came, and yeah, I went and I did what I had to do. And the time when I went to do it, this is where it was awkward because some of those dancers that were in the contest at the time, they're
Mhm.
now big global dancers. Like they always get booked.
Right.
You know, they're everywhere now, but they didn't even know about dancehall themselves.
Hmm.
They were new. They were like the new comer pioneers for their country, you know, at the time.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
a lot of them were doing the most, and it was a bit of a mad situation, but it just gave me
Hmm.
they were new. They were like the new comer pioneers for their country, you know, at the time.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
a lot of them were doing the most, and it was a bit of a mad situation, but it just gave me an eyesight, you know, into like, whoa, like dancers got a long way to go. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like again, that's how the title came in regards to that. And there's a lot of people that don't know that. They just think I put it on my name. I didn't just put DHK on my name. And to be honest, just because I've got that, it doesn't mean, it's never made me feel like, oh yeah, like everyone should have to respect me now. Like I've literally just, I added it to my name and I continued in my lane. Do you get what I mean? Like, and that's how it's forever been. And I think when you have that mentality as well, you just naturally get respect from people, because what do you need to change for? Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not more than people. I just done what I just took an opportunity. I went for it, came out with something, and I kept it moving, and I've just continued. Do you get what I mean? So I just don't know why people just don't have that mindset and just keep it moving and do what you got to do. Do you get what I mean? Like, so yeah, like, whoever sees this, like, don't think that because you see DHK, it's like, oh, like, I'm the greatest. It's just, no, it's literally just, that title was earned. Do you get what I mean? It wasn't added on. And for some of you dancehall queens out there, ladies, people, UK bashment dancers, you're saying you don't see a problem with adding DHQ or DHK. There is a structure in dancehall when it comes to having a DHQ or a DHK on your name. Yeah? Fair enough, it might seem like ambition, but there is a structure. Any dancer in Europe who's got DHQ on their name, they entered a contest. Yeah? They entered a contest in their country, which is sponsored by people in Jamaica who have like a board of directors, like Dance JA, those kind of people. At the time, Big Head, who was running International Dancehall Queen, sponsored these events. Yeah? So big up to Dancehall Queen Ali Vanille, because she's, in a sense, responsible for creating these Dancehall Queen contests around Europe. Like, properly. Not no basic thing. Yeah? So that mentality needs to be passed down to the dancehall queens here, yeah, in the UK, that are just putting DHQ on your name.
I can say something on that in a minute. Go, continue.
Pick up yourself, Handy. Now, this has always been a problem, because it might sound like I'm just saying it because they shouldn't, like I'm telling them not to do it. It's not that. Those titles have to be earned properly, yeah, on stage, in front of audiences, proper thing. Them things is not a joke, yeah? You can't, it's not good to confuse the public, because you're going to get approached and asked, when did you become a DHQ? Like, what contest did you enter? Do you get what I mean? You need to enter things for them stuff. Like, so, and that's not just coming from me. Again, research. Did you enter a contest? And yes, I did enter a contest. It was in, the first one I went to actually was in Germany in 2010. Then there was another one in Rotterdam, which I was, I entered in, which I entered as well. So that was it. The only person I'm aware of who's ever entered a form of contest like that is Urkel and Dancer Blacks from back in the day, Ever Fresh Dancers. Yeah. Those are the people who entered contests at the time, but that's because those things were available in that era. I don't know what happened. I don't understand what happened in regards to contests in the UK. It would be great if we had that here. Do you get what I mean? It went
quiet at some point, and I would say like from 2007, that's when it went dead.
That is a valid question, Ninja, and I agree with you for what you're saying, because there isn't a structure. I'm not trying to say there's a structure in the UK, because it did happen.
Yeah,
it was actually happening.
It went
when
down.
Purple Champagne was here, I don't even know if people even know who Purple Champagne is.
I know.
But she's the first official European or international, I think, dancehall queen for the UK. She was the first to represent the UK here properly, yeah, with a title. And those were the times when contests were happening on that level. And the only person, as I said, I'm aware of that entered those kind of things was Urkel, yeah, and Blacks. Again, the only reason I continued on with that title, I've never been a self-proclaimed UK dancehall king. I have been, the public has given me that title. Literally, I never said I am the UK's dancehall king. It was always told, like I just let people say and have their opinion. Do you get what I mean? I don't know if it's because my work ethic proved to them that I was consistent
Yeah.
or whatever it was, but you get what I mean? So I
Yeah.
don't do things like that. I will never proclaim myself to be something. Yeah, I've always taken my whatever it is from the public and just kept it moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
In regards to the title alone, I only kept that because of the contest I entered at the time. Yeah, I'm not saying that it wasn't fair to get other contestants in the UK in, but at the time, no one was really
On it.
visually making themselves apparent to even be seen or chosen to represent the UK in that contest. Do you get what I mean? So this is why I say that it's difficult sometimes because, you know, not a lot of people understand how these opportunities came to me. And again, it's only because I stayed in my lane, continued doing what I wanted to do for the love of it, and I just remained consistent and I made myself visual. Do you get what I mean? So there were other male dancers who weren't visually doing certain things in regards to their dancing the way how I was. They weren't on teaching. They just wanted to dance in parties. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I
It
mean?
was like a
This
party
is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like male dancers as well. Like, you know, you don't need to come out your comfort zone sometimes and try something different or fly out to somewhere and experience an event. Do you understand? I did those things well before a lot of stuff because I saw the dancers world dropping after a set period of era, and I didn't want to just drop with that era as well. So I was like, nah, I want to teach. I want to learn. I want to fly out here. I see this international event. I want to go there. I can see Crazy Hype's going to be at this event. I'm flying to that country.
Yeah.
I can see Shelly Belly's going to be there. I'm flying there. Ding Dong's going to be there. I'm flying there. I made myself go there, and that provided opportunity. And remember, people, who you know. If you make people know about yourself, they'll pay attention to you, and they will invest in you at some point. Simple as that.
It is right, which is right, because what I wanted to touch on that, to be honest, yeah. But you answered my question, bro.
What? So the question Ninja said, there's no structure, so why are you choosing? I'm not choosing a structure. It would be nice to have contests here.
Well, I said I'm going to
Yeah, it would be nice to have contests here, but it doesn't necessarily have to have DHK or DHQ.
Yeah, but I'm doing a competition.
We can do it, but the only thing that I would feel would make it a bit more official if it had set sponsors from Jamaica, for instance.
It's all done.
This is what I'm saying. All these kind of things, like if there's official sponsors for set things, then we can create that. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
This is what I'm saying. When I was out there, I wasn't playing. Yeah, I have mentally prepared changes because I can see why this place is dead and dying, should I say? Sorry to say.
Brittany Britt USA, I'm aware of your name. Like, you're in Lani's lives a lot, so I'm surprised you found yourself over here. But let's see.
Yeah.
So, boy, do I really want to go into that because, like, that is just a different subject overall. Because
we'll talk about that.
Hello, Kimmy. How are you? You got Kimmy. Yeah.
But this is what I was saying the other day, that I've made up my mind that we're gonna have a dancehall queen and king categories competition. And yes, I've said I'm going to bring people from Jamaica to kind of represent and put in and make it a proper official event, because it's what we need, right? Now, when we talk about titles, this is what I was going to say to what you were saying, right? I danced. I danced and I competed, and I've got my trophy right there for Dancehall Queen from years ago, right? The reason why I don't put Dancehall Queen on anything, even since I got the title many years ago, I think it's 2006 or 2005. Personally, it's like I was saying to Miss Rose in the last time we had a conversation. I'm not disciplined enough to continue to proclaim a title, because I don't dance and practice dance the way that people who are disciplined do. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when you rehearse, you put time into rehearsals. That's why I was saying to you, how do you cope? Because you actively, no matter what's happened in life,
Mm-hmm.
find your way to go and teach. You find your way to go and rehearse. You find other people are finding their ways on Zoom. I'm not on rehearsing and routines and stuff. But I
Yeah.
feel, I feel even having a title and a trophy right here in front of my face isn't enough for me to call myself Dancehall Queen Angel. So I don't because of
Fair.
that. So it's
Yeah.
just what I
I
feel.
respect that.
So what you're saying is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I feel no one should, even the ones that didn't get the title. Official is okay because you're officially trying to say you're serious with your dancing, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe you do rehearse and you do pay for your Zoom classes and everything else. But dancehall king, dancehall queen, take it off, because you don't, it doesn't devalue you, it doesn't make you less of a dancer or less of a person. It
Really
just
don't.
means that we can say, all right, you're the president of this company, all right, you're the co-worker of this company,
Yeah.
okay. Everybody's got their department, it's okay, but we still work in the same firm. It's all right. You
Mm-hmm.
don't listen. That's the problem with people. They feel like it gives them less of an approachable
Mm-hmm.
name,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I'm still who I am.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be who I'm going to be, regardless of that title. I could
Mm.
have never mentioned it, but I'm just simply saying, don't be
Yes.
afraid to claim yourself as a dancer or an official dancer.
Yeah.
Don't do it with the title, please,
For
because
real. For real.
it shows in your videos. When you see them dancing, you can see they didn't or they can't compete when it comes to a competition. So you're actually making it bad on yourself. I watched a video
Yeah.
today and I saw a girl who called herself Dancehall something, right? Queen
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I feel so bad for her because I think it's her boyfriend that told her she can dance.
Mm-hmm.
And then she called herself that. And he's there taking a video. What he doesn't realize is he's embarrassing her.
But this is what I said earlier. Remember when I said you can always tell the dancers that are basically preparing themselves to crash without even realizing. And it's like,
Mr.
do
Rose,
we
for
sit back and allow that to happen, or do we stop them and guide them? You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
At the end of the day, as I said, with putting DHK on my name,
Mm-hmm.
I felt comfortable doing it because I debated about it for a very long time. A very long time. I
Yeah.
only felt comfortable with doing it from what I already knew I had achieved, if you get what I mean. And like, because of the actual event itself, which was visually promoted as well,
Mm-hmm.
that's why it was added on because of whatever place I had won. Do you get what I mean?
Worked for it.
It was nothing to do, like, I wouldn't, if I didn't have that event, I wouldn't even have needed to care about being a DHK or not. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because regardless of that, I already know what I've achieved and done. And it wasn't just to myself, it's publicly known as well.
No. Yeah.
So I think that's what allowed the comfortability for that for me personally.
Yeah.
um I don't know how I would have felt if publicly my work wasn't shown of what I did and then had done that. I don't know how my approach would have been. It might have been different. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But
But you
that's
worked for it. If we had to give titles, right,
yeah.
without the competition, but
Mm-hmm.
just on categories of hardest workers in dancehall, you'd still be one of them. So it's still a title you would have, you know.
But the funniest thing is, yeah, Angel, to be fair, I mainly entered that contest to draw attention to the UK scene here
Mm-hmm.
because everything was, the UK was like pushed out. It was all other countries around Europe except for the UK. And it's like, hold on,
Yeah.
when it comes to artists and dancers from Jamaica, they make sure they're in the UK. This is basically the second home of the real dancehall culture. Do you
Yeah,
get what
yeah.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I took the opportunity to say, you know what? Let me go over there and, try and do what I can do as authentic as possible to show them, look over here, direct them over to this part of the world so they
Yeah.
can see, yo, the UK's got vibes. Every European that comes to the UK, I'm telling you now, Angel, and I know you know this, they do not want to leave here when it comes to
Yeah.
dancehall
Yeah. They love
because
it.
they have access to the food. They have access to the drinks, the alcohol, the culture, the music, the energy. It's all here. The
Yeah,
UK has it.
that's right.
Anywhere else in Europe does not have what we have here. Yeah. And this is another foundation place for dancehall. Do you understand? So that's the main reason why I competed, to be fair, is to draw
Yeah,
attention over here. You get what I mean? That was my goal.
yeah.
So yeah, that's literally what it is.
And I'm glad you did it because there weren't
Yeah.
enough people who wanted to continue it. That's why I say I kind of know
Mm-hmm.
what year it fell, because the competition I did must have been 2005, 2006. And from there it went quiet. Because if it was a case of continuing forward, I had
Mm-hmm.
people who I definitely would have known to bring forward. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have said, okay, you go for the next one. There
Yeah.
wasn't the next one. It was dead.
Um,
And dancers came. So,
Ninja, not that one, because that was in Germany. That one was a bit mad. There was that one, and then there was another one in Rotterdam. I'm sure French Squad was there. Suns
oh,
and Ocean, I'm sure they were there. The Rotterdam one, when I faced Jiff, Lil GBB, Mad Mike, um, Cameron One Shot. There was bare dances, but I know O'Shea knows what I'm talking about. It was that one, the Rotterdam one. Yeah, there was the next one in Rotterdam. Yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah. So
when it has to be done, and Shortman, I would have to talk to you about this a bit further because I've
yes,
got the right people on board for the competition, and believe me, it will be like a real historic event because the right people. Yeah.
Mad
When I
Mike's
say,
still doing his thing, Cherry. He's still doing his thing. This is what I'm saying. Like
oh, yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
you
of these
see,
dancers who
yeah,
were at the contest I was at. So let's say Cameron One Shot, big up Cameron. He's got his world of stuff. Mad Mike, big up Mad Mike, big up Lil GBB. Who else? I can't remember who else was in it, but yeah. Ninja said all the French dead
that's why
dancers.
I'm laughing because I'm like, Ninja needs to stop because he's making me laugh every
We have
minute.
zero chill, Ninja. But yeah, like at the end of the day, it was mainly to promote UK vibes
Mhm.
because I didn't know, I wasn't aware of anyone else who had opportunities overseas to kind of bring the UK essence, if you get what I mean.
Mhm.
At
Over,
the
yeah.
time, it was only Mad English. She was the only one who had traveled and represented the UK as well as Purple Champagne.
Mm.
At the time, there was no one else. So yeah, it went on from there, really.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
It's a shame, but like I said, there's things to be done. We'll try what we can, get out as much as we can when we get back on the board. There's a lot. There's a lot.
I forgot about Annie Ice as well and A&N
Yeah,
ladies. I
that's who
forgot
I was
about
talking about
A&N.
earlier.
They represented well as well. A&N.
They did.
Um, who else was there? There was Bear, man.
Yeah, they were.
Chanez,
And
Bobla.
and I saw her a few months ago as well.
Who?
She was at Urkel's, isn't it? Was it Urkel's? No, she was at another dance after that one that I went to.
I've seen
Chanez.
time.
I
Bimmer,
saw I saw
Governor,
her and I was like,
Glamour T. Remember Glamour T as well from
yeah,
Boot Boy Bar.
no, there's not.
Sneaky, obviously, was representing Scatty Natty.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, yourself, Angel. Candy at the time was dancing. But
Nice.
Mad
Cool.
Candy.
Yes.
Um, there's so much
Even
more.
even Danger. Remember Danger
Obviously,
used
Cookie
to
Jar,
Danger
Danger,
used to dance?
Color HD.
Yes.
Um, there was, remember Pasta Boy and then man
Yes,
there.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Flex UK, baddest dancer as well. He was another one of
And
the UK's
Sky.
baddest.
Sky.
Sky. There
Sky quick foot.
was,
Them days he was quick foot.
yeah. There's so much other dancers that I just wish were, even if they're not about, but just still about. There's Stars Among Stars, Jiggy Squad,
Exactly. Stars Amongst
you know,
Stars is on my
Money
Facebook right now,
Wills,
by the way.
Fresh as Ice.
Yeah.
They're dancers, man.
Stars
Yeah.
Amongst Stars I've been watching all along on my Facebook because I've got my Facebook on the whole
Oh,
time.
is it
So
who? Which one though? Who?
I'm not sure, but it's Stars Amongst Stars. They're in there. So I'll
Oh,
because I'm just chatting away. They can't see you, of course, but
mm,
but they're in there. Even Sherlock, he's been like, anything that pops up, I'm coming from America, I'll come down.
Which Sherlock?
Sherlock
Shizzle.
the Boiler, yeah,
Yeah,
Shizzle.
yeah, Shizzle. Yeah, yeah,
He's
Shizzle. Shizzle's
waiting for
always been
this.
in the UK every
He's
time.
been so good. Like he's
Always been.
waiting to come, for this thing here. Let's do
Yeah, man.
it.
Yeah, man. Of course. Like Shizzle,
Always
big up
been
Shizzle
supportive.
each and every time. Yeah, man. Like, holy for people, man. But
Higley Squad.
who said giggly? I said jiggy.
People just always find something to say. You lot,
Nalu, big up Nalu each
behave.
and every time.
Yeah, Nalu's in. He's in
Big
right
up
now.
Nalu. Big up Nalu, man. Big up Nalu. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Raddy Rich, what going,
everybody
brother?
put in their time. Yes,
Simple,
ready.
Raddy Rich,
How
hip
are
hop
you?
dancer.
Yes, we're putting on a dancehall competition. You gonna come?
Yes, Raddy. It'll be good to
Yes, so
have you there.
we need everybody here if we can. Seriously, if I could get at least 20 people, I would to fly
Yeah,
over
but
one time.
as I said, like there's lots of
It
there
would
are
be
things
too
coming
bad.
up and there's plans and there's things that are going to be happening. So it
Yep.
takes time. You've got that. If you got that plan,
Yes,
there's
Raddy, we
other
need
things
help.
that I've
We
been
need
planning
help.
as
I'll
well
let
that's
you
coming
know.
up.
Yep.
There's lots of things happening. So hopefully we can get the dance vibes back on track when lockdown's done,
Sorry.
and all of that. So
Yeah, we'll get on the ball.
yeah, but yeah, man.
Well, short man, honestly, I don't know what else we could talk about, but I've enjoyed this. This has been so good.
It's
Like,
been nice. Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice.
yeah, it's good to know your opinion, your views, and everything. And even to know, like, look how far. There aren't many people I can have this conversation with, like how far we come from and
Urban
how long
sneaks.
we've known each other. You'll be joining, yeah? All right, then. So, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I froze for a second there, but it's been nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are your plans now for generally? Because I
What am I
mean,
planning?
with the dance classes at the moment, you're doing them virtually, right?
Yeah. So I just do my regular dance classes weekly. And also I've got plans for other things. It probably will be launched from next year because I don't see lockdown being lifted for now or COVID disappearing for now or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's plans for things like that. I launched a small business last year,
Right.
summer, called Ice and Vibes, and that was going really well. Just got other things planning at the moment.
Mhm.
Um,
Let me adjust myself. Sorry, guys. Mm-hmm.
there are other investment things happening
Mm-hmm.
also, and yeah, to be honest, I'm just looking to. I just want to get back to the skies. To be fair, like and travel and just
Yeah.
continue doing what I love, teaching and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, really. Do you get what I mean? I just trying to be successful out here, just like everyone else is trying to be,
That's right.
whilst just remaining humble and just trying to enjoy life because time is just getting on and there's no time to play around anymore. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's long now.
Life is just
Yeah,
it's
and
moving
obviously
fast.
personally for myself, I've got to personally feel like I've got to do just 10 times more, my
Mm-hmm.
condition as well is I've been well. I'm just making sure that I'm looking after myself so I'm
Yeah.
able to continue doing what I do and pass on as much knowledge and as much good energy. Whiny, I didn't even big you up all my days. Big up yourself, Whiny. I didn't even from long time you was in here, Wagwan, happy new year.
Oh, that's who I call Twinny. Sorry.
Yeah, raw, like I forgot that she was here. Big up yourself, Whiny. Yeah, and that's it really. Just trying to just live life and do what I can and just keep dancing as long as I can dance.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that's all it is.
Mm-hmm. And I
How
like
long,
you keep
how long do I
yourself.
think I can carry on for? I will
Oh,
carry on until my bones allow me to carry on.
because that's what I was saying. I like
Yeah,
the way you kept yourself going through your
yeah,
health for all
yeah,
those decades. Never knew that you were sick. Never knew anything. You held it good. You did well, and you've done
yeah.
well. No one would even now could forget about it.
Pick up yourself,
Because
Rose, as well.
keeping
Like,
yourself up.
yeah, like, yeah, no time to moan and complain, when it comes to my condition or whatever, we just keep it moving. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's long. We do what we can do, and yeah, just trying to enjoy life. I'm just literally trying to keep happy, trying
Good.
to keep good energy. I'm literally just trying to entrepreneur myself in different avenues and test things, you know, try, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Just want to see people win. That's all, really. You know, just want to see people win, and yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh.
man. That's it. Yeah, man. What about yourself? Are you well? You good?
Yeah, I've been good. I think going away was the best thing I did for myself
Yeah,
physically.
brilliant.
I
Yeah,
I really do believe that it did me well. I ate well.
good.
I made sure I ate well every single day, you know.
Mm,
The
yeah.
natural food time was good, was the
Mm,
best. And then the sun as well. So, I mean,
mm,
I urge everybody to please go with yourself, go with your mind. If you
yes.
need a break, take it. You know,
Yes.
especially right now, don't
100%.
be sitting there in fear of this and that and the other, because
Mm-hmm.
whether you're here or there, is it not the same thing? If they're telling you there's something around the world, which part of the world would you rather be suffering or struggling in? Because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't want to get, I keep telling people I'm not going to get into the whole COVID thing, but I'm just saying, if I didn't go, where would I be right now
Yeah.
mentally? Yeah. I could have been unrecoverable. I could have been in a mental institute. I could have been
Yeah.
so stressed that nobody could bring me back. Because remember, once you lose your mental state,
Yep.
no one can bring it back for you, because when you're in an institute, your family ain't going to help, your friends
Yep.
ain't going to help, your partner's not going to help, your children are not going to help. So once
Very
you
true.
understand that for yourself, your children will follow. They will understand. Like my children said, if you need to stay longer, we will
Mm-hmm.
be fine, because we understand why you needed to go. So
Mm-hmm.
remember that for yourself. And if you need any deals, let me know and I'll help you. So,
Well,
you know, when
people, remember, mental health
you
is important. Yeah. Please, like, look into yourselves and just observe how
yeah.
things are changing.
Hmm.
Just try to understand the world that you're living in. Keep
Yep.
learning, because you will get lost, and you know, I think you'll go in a different direction, because it's hard to keep up in this sort of era now. There's a lot going on. So yeah, people, just give yourself a break when you need a break. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't OD. Just really don't OD. Have your break. Have your time for yourself. Just take that breath of fresh air sometimes, and you know, then enter back in. You know,
Mm.
step off that trail that everyone's following. Come off that trail for a moment of time. Jump back on that trail when you feel ready to go back onto it. Do you get what I mean? Don't overpressure yourself.
That,
Yeah, that's
that's,
it. You know,
mm,
I'm constantly trying to find myself as well, um, rediscovering new things about myself. I'm just trying to become a better person. That's all.
yeah, we all evolve, and it's important to accept it,
Yeah.
accept your changes.
And check up on each other, man. Once in a
Hmm.
while, just say, "You good?" It's
Yeah,
simple. You
that's
good?
very important.
Just, it's not hard. You get me? I know sometimes our pride can get the best of us, but you know what? One simple thing could change someone's decisions. You
Hmm.
could be changing someone's decision for that moment, by just seeing if they're okay. You'd
Yeah,
be very surprised. You
yeah.
get me? Simple, just done. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. People, just to let you know as well. This year I am planning like a fundraiser thing for lupus charity, as you know that I've got that. So
Mhm.
it would be nice for you lot to get involved. Um, Obviously it's going to be a fundraiser, so all of that money will go towards like lupus fund,
Mhm.
because it's still a sickness that needs more exposure.
Right.
So that's one of my goals this year, is to create a funding event for lupus.
Okay.
Whether it be an online dance class, I would like some sponsors, even if it's a giveaway dance episode. It'd be nice if you get involved, even if you gave away a dance episode cup, a t-shirt. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
so it'd be nice to get involved. Da, 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 da.
I'm
So
in.
looking up for it.
Mhm.
Cherry, I got your GoFundMe post. I'm going to repost it as well for your grandma. I know you're trying to raise funds as well, so I'm going to repost that. People
Okay.
check it out. Yeah, so yeah, a lot more fundraisers and things this year. I'm creating awareness of. So just to let you lot know as well, anything you see me with, which is purple, is always to represent lupus. When you see my purple story post, it's to represent lupus. When you see a purple heart, it's to represent lupus. Okay, so that's why I use the purple color a lot with set things. Yeah, so please look out for that. My Tuesday class with the purple background is to represent lupus, the flyer. Yeah, so please remember that color. Yeah, and also there's people within my family and friends that have had cancer who may not have survived from cancer, whatever. So there will be a fundraiser for that as well. So there are things coming up. I would just like people to get involved in. All right. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. At least even I know now because I didn't realize, but thank you.
Yeah. So
I'll post as well, but just keep me in the loop because I'll definitely join into the fundraising if there's anything
yeah. Like it would have been obviously amazing if the studios were open to have it in a studio, but it looks like it's going to be online. Even if it's not a class, it could literally just be a live where we just dance. You jump on the live, you dance and you vibes. We play a
I
track,
think
we
so.
just have fun,
Yeah.
and then we have like a link at the bottom. People could just send money to. Do you get what I mean? Something, whether it's £20 we raise, £10, £50, it doesn't matter, as long as it's gonna go towards the Lupus Trust Fund, because
That's fine.
I'm always seeing the same sicknesses being promoted, but I do not see much about lupus. So I really want to get it out there. All right, people. So yeah, good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And definitely will be aboard. I appreciate today. It was really nice.
Thank you, Angel. I appreciate this as well.
No, this was great, man. Thank you. So if that's it for today, then that's it for today. We'll look forward to seeing you on live and dance with you. I think I'm gonna have to enter 1 or 2 classes, yeah?
Yeah, when you're ready, like again,
I need it.
as I said, like, you know, it is what it is. Like sometimes I'll jump on a live feeling great and just want to dance for fun. Do you get me? Like I do it randomly, so yeah, whatever. But if anyone on here as well is on Clubhouse, I've started a new discussion thing called the Anomaly Perspective. Yeah, it's basically just discussing all types of issues, multiple topics every week. You need an invite to get in. It's not a public app yet, but it's good for conversation rather than text or live. Everyone could be in one group, so it's a good platform.
At once,
but you need an iPhone for it, which is a bit of a problem. Yeah, those are on Android. It's a bit mad, but hopefully. But if you've got the facility, jump on Clubhouse. Look out for the Anomaly Perspective group, and you'll see the conversations. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But Angel, thank you so much. Anyway.
That's okay. Well, next time I'll be catching you on your live, but thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, everyone. Everyone, thank you for locking in. I appreciate today as well.
Follow Ice and Vibes as well, people. Ice and Vibes. Ice and Vibes.
Ice and Vibes.